Hello, 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 hello. Hey, baby.
Good evening.
Yes, it is. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Melanated Thought, where we talk about the things that affect the black community. I am Reggie O.
And I am Mimi the lady.
Hold on, let me get my sound effects up here again. Because you are a lovely lady, as always. But I'm not just saying it because I'm married to you.
Wow.
You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and say this. This is our 75th show. So just big up for that.
You know that. Okay.
Yeah, 75 shows.
Cool beans.
No doubt about it. And this is a topic that my wife picked out, which is a very interesting topic. Tell them what the topic is, man.
The state of Black America.
Oh, man. And to give everybody a brief history on this particular subject, every year some of the top black minds get together in this conference. And they talk about the state of Black America as it is in its present state. I mean, you have people, like for the past few years, Tavis Smiley was hosting. I think Roland Martin hosted this year.
In Houston.
Yeah, in Houston, Texas, which I would have loved to have gone.
Me too. Didn't really hear like a lot about it.
No, you
unless
don't.
I was just overlooking it, or
No, you didn't hear about it, period.
I know.
Because I didn't hear about it at all. But, yeah, they have this thing every year. I mean, you have people like Cornel West talking. My favorite person, Minister Louis Farrakhan, he talks. When he was alive, God bless the dead, Dick Gregory, he spoke. I think one year Angela Davis spoke. And yeah, it's a really, really deep conversation where they talk about the state of Black America as it stands. Not necessarily just politically, but just in general.
In general. And that's where that was one of the reasons why I came up with this topic, or want to speak of this topic, because I don't have a clue.
Right. Well, a lot of people don't, man. I mean, but that's
and that's, to me, is sad.
I agree.
It's sad.
I agree. But
maybe I learned today. In the
Hope
words
so.
of Kevin Hart, maybe I learned today.
just maybe. Anyway, baby, how was your week?
My week was pretty good. It was hot.
Of course.
Winston was back. Took him home yesterday.
Yeah.
He had a little boo-boo. Amy was concerned about him, but he okay.
Yeah, he's fine.
Work is work. Thank God we got work.
That's definitely a blessing within itself.
Other than that, I'm keeping hope alive.
There you go.
And how was yours?
Typical week. I mean, nothing really exciting happened. I can say this. I helped my wife take her hair down. So that was fun.
I mean, ladies, let me talk to y'all for a minute. I had breaks. At the beginning of the summer, I always get breaks. And midway through, I keep in for like 3 months. And you gotta take them down. Yeah, it's a process. Because like it takes us almost 8 hours to get them. So it's gonna take some time to take them down. Not as long though. You cut half of it off. It took us 3 days.
Yeah.
3 days to take down one head of bread. I'm not trying to be funny. Thank you. He was here to do it. I could have did it myself, but I didn't want to.
Also, the truth comes out.
Yeah. It was. Was that your first time doing that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at least you know you can add something to your bucket list.
Yeah, I took down my wife's braids.
You took down my braids. Yeah, now I'm just trying to decide what I want. I want to get some more because it's still hot, honey.
You ain't lying.
And whipping them up in a top knot is the beautifulest thing in the world. Shout out to Keith Murray.
Yes, indeed.
But now I just let them breathe for a week, and then I decide if I want to get some more or go ahead. And this is the time too. I get it trimmed up and cut it short and stuff like that. So I don't know what I want to do, but
Okay.
got a couple of days to think about it. But yes, you did. You helped me take down my braids, and I thank you, kind sir.
Oh, no problem. It was fun, man. Not
3 days.
But anyway.
3 days. 3 days. And was huffing and puffing the whole way. I even offered to sit on the floor.
Man.
This man here. So, ladies, if you ever had your husbands or your significant other, whoever helped you take it down, I'm pretty sure you understand.
Yeah.
But no, I thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, and despite and just for the record, y'all, just for the record, she's talking about the whole 3-day thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it did take me 3 days, but guess what? She still loves me.
No doubt. But
See, there
3
you go.
days, though.
There you go.
Well, maybe, you know what? Let's just look at it like this. This is your first time.
Right.
And so maybe next time you know how to pace yourself and
Pace yourself, nothing
make
else.
sure
That's
you
a lot
have
of work.
make sure you have the time and the energy. Okay, you made like you was out there picking cotton or something.
I was. I'm picking cotton.
I'm like, oh Lord, is he picking cotton?
I'm picking cotton, man. I was picking cotton. And while I'm thinking about it, this is a subject that I want to speak on real briefly. For those of you who've been living under a rock for the past couple of weeks, you know that the undisputed welterweight champion of the world is Terrence Crawford right about now. Let me go ahead and give him some props on that because he did his thing. And the main thing I want to talk about is the fact that social media has been ridiculing his girlfriend for being overweight. I got a problem with that. For the simple fact that if, let's just say hypothetically speaking, I all of a sudden get famous, I'm going to have my wife on my arm. Okay, plain and simple. And I don't give a damn what you say about me, but leave my wife. I'm a pull a Will Smith. Leave my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I
Plain
saw
and simple.
pictures of her.
Yeah.
They have 3 children.
6.
6 children. She
Right.
birthed 6 of his children.
Yeah.
I think she looks damn good to have birthed 6 children.
Exactly.
In the eye of the beholder, what you consider overweight, to me, she is not overweight.
Yeah.
You know, some people need to go and get a shovel and dig a hole in the backyard.
Yeah.
Put it in the hole like those. What duck does that? What bird does that?
Ostrich.
Put their head in the dirt like an ostrich. Cover it up somehow
For real.
and call it a day.
I agree with you on that one, man. Because that was, I mean.
I'm tired of these computer finger bullies.
I agree with you on that one. I'm with you on that one.
And
Because,
they don't have a picture. They have some kind of weird avatar.
yeah. And they're the main ones talking shit about somebody.
And I know people can have their own opinions.
Yeah, that's their
But that's
opinion.
not an opinion. That's judgmental.
Yeah, very.
And that man likes what he likes. Just
Plain
like I
and
tell
simple.
you know what you like. You like all this. I love all this.
For sure.
And I love you for loving all this.
Exactly.
So to each his own.
There you go.
You know, there is too much going on in this world to worry about this man. Of course, he do have a boxer's body,
Right.
which most people consider as being fine.
Right.
But he might look at her and think she's fine too.
Exactly. That's why I look at my wife every day.
6 children and how many years later? Right.
Come on. They still
Period.
together. She gave 6 children to this man. That's what he likes. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Y'all really need to get together. Some of y'all just need, and some of y'all probably look like burnt toast. Let's keep it real.
I say burnt bacon, but yeah, you're right.
No, burnt toast is different.
Yeah, you got a point.
Burnt toast, sometimes burnt bacon is not bad. They say that charcoal is good for the whiteness of your teeth.
I suppose.
I
but
just
I just had to say something about
know.
that because like I said,
Let me look at her again. Hold on.
because if I all of a sudden got famous and I'm going to have my wife on my side no matter what, that's just it.
Right there. It's an actor like that. Who is that actor who has he's real famous, real known, and he's supposed to be like a heartthrob.
And his wife.
And his wife is kind of, she's a thick madame.
Yeah. She's a big girl.
And he loves her to pieces.
Yeah.
You don't never hear him out here in these streets unless he playing these side chicks very well. Unless he
Right.
giving them some buku money. You don't never hear about him doing anything. Same thing I said about, I named this right, but I forgot. Whatever. It's a famous actor in the same position as Terrence. And everywhere he goes, she's right there.
Right.
Oh my, okay, now I just pulled a picture of her.
Yeah.
What is her name? Y'all need to get a life.
I agree. Now, yeah, she is on the thick side. I say that, but I wouldn't necessarily say she's overweight. But
No,
that's
she's
just
not.
That's just my personal opinion. I mean, you got a woman that
Hey,
gave
her name
birth.
is kind of like mine. Alindra.
Yeah, I told you that. The R's in the wrong place. Take that R and put it in front of the A, and put it behind after the A in your name. And
Is this his girlfriend? They said girlfriend.
yeah, it's his girlfriend. It's not his wife, it's girlfriend. And she gave him 6 children, and they still together. And so, like I said, I feel some type of way about this situation because, like I said, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, I all of a sudden get famous. My wife is going to be right there.
Okay.
And I told people on several occasions on this very same podcast, my wife's a big woman. And I don't give a damn. Y'all ain't the ones fucking, I am. So, I don't give a damn what nobody thinks or says. Just like he doesn't. So, why is everybody picking on this woman just because she's a little bit big and after she done gave birth to 6 children? Man, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. That's why I had to say something about it.
I don't have nothing to say.
Yeah. Well, I already said it. Fuck y'all. If you don't like it,
I'm
turn your
looking
head.
at different pictures of her. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Fat shaming. They fat shaming her.
Pretty much. Fuck y'all. That's what I see about this. That's the way I feel about
So
this
y'all
situation.
y'all wasn't fat shaming her until he did this boxing match? Because we didn't hear nothing about this until this last boxing match.
Well, they didn't know who she was.
Oh, this her first time coming out the woodwork?
As far as I know.
Okay. Well, I see several pictures here. And he is holding her and his belt.
Exactly. That's his woman. I'd be doing the same thing if it was me.
I don't think this is our first time coming out the woodwork.
Well, I don't.
Excuse me, but
It probably
yeah.
isn't, but that's the first time I've ever seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first time people have been talking about how big this woman is. And so, like I said, I had to say something about it because I'm married to a big woman.
Lord have mercy.
So, it is what it is. Fuck them. Anyway, let's get the music on. Okay. So, anyway, state of Black America.
Mm-hmm.
As we know, there's an election season coming up. Presidential election, a big one. Okay. And the Democrats, to be honest with you, are kind of scurrying, trying to get the black vote back under control like they've been having for the past 60, 70 years. But black people are starting to get on code now, if you haven't noticed. And they're not voting for the Democrats or anybody for that matter. They're withholding their vote. Mm-hmm. They finally listened to what Malcolm said, and that's leverage your vote to your advantage. And right now the Democrats are in trouble because all of the benign neglect that's been going on, like I said, for the past 60, 70 years, black people are sick and tired of it right about now. Mm-hmm. The Democrats are starting to see that. Especially since the talk of reparations is actually coming out and peeking his head out and gaining more steam and momentum. Because there's a lot of states right now, if you haven't noticed, babe, there's a lot of states that are approving reparations for descendants of African slaves here in the United States.
Yeah, but it's a slow process.
It's a slow
process. I don't know why it's so slow, because it should have been
done a long time ago.
Yeah, and if they are talking about it, I don't know why they got to go through all so many different sessions and meetings about it. The first meeting, it should have been a done deal. Right.
They didn't go through that with the Ukrainians, did they? They send them billions of dollars a month.
Right.
Literally, billions of dollars a month.
Even now.
So, Anyway, it's a conundrum, man. So, we're going to talk about that and some other things as well as far as the state of Black America. What say you, babe? What's your opinion on it?
I don't know. That's why I want to talk about it, because, at first I thought we were doing okay, after Jim Crow days. I thought we was moving in a more positive direction. But with so much hate crime these days, so much trying to that. We marched, we sung, we prayed. Excuse me. And then I thought we was moving up in, like I said, after Jim Crow, and little things start opening up per se for black people. But then it's like now here we are in 2023, and they trying to take us back, and that's the part I'm having a hard time understanding. So it's like, what is the state of black America?
Right. Okay. I see the confusion. I can understand it completely.
And it's some of us too. It's just not them. It's some of us too. That's the problem. What I'm having is like, I'm still bothered. I need to say this part, and then we can just move on. I'm still bothered about Sukiana, whatever her name is. That has really
we're gonna talk about that.
Bothered me.
We're gonna talk about that.
And I hope somebody of an upper echelon has called that young woman, or sent her a tweet
or something,
or an email to meet in person with her, to let her know how degrading her actions were that day.
We're going to get into that.
Yeah.
We're going to get into that. That's one of the things we're going to get into.
I'm not saying she's all because of it, but that was major. In a whole nother country acting a real royal ass about your ass. It's like, okay.
Don't worry about it. We're going to talk about that. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that.
Sure, honey.
We're going to get into that.
Wanted me to sit down somewhere.
So, and at any rate, we're going to talk about, we're going to get into the books, or we're going to get into the news first?
Let's go and do the books. Okay,
let's go ahead and do the books. All right. Let's go ahead and pop Brother Malcolm up. Books every black person should read at least once in their lifetime. I have 3 this time. One of which is called The Black History Reader by Dr. Claude Anderson. One of my favorite authors. This book is it's 101 questions you never thought to ask when it pertains to black history. The reason why I picked this book is because they are slowly but surely trying to erase our history from the American curriculum. And I think that's really messed up. So, and I keep saying it, I've been saying it, I've always said it, black people need to teach our history to our children. Exactly. Because we can't depend on someone else to do that. Because if we do, it'll never get done.
But I think a lot of us probably depends on the school to do it, but we probably don't know a lot.
Yeah, exactly. But there's nothing wrong with going to a library and picking up a book.
You know, I said if y'all can pick up to see who Cardi B threw a mic at the other day.
Thank you.
Y'all can pick up and see who invented the red light.
Yeah. Ooh, good one.
I'm just saying.
Good one.
I'm not saying I'm no better than nobody. Like I said several times in this podcast, I knew just enough, but I have taken upon myself to learn more.
Yeah.
Because of this man and on my own.
There you go. Exactly.
So it's never too late, especially once they trying to erase us. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead. Speak your truth, baby. Say what you want to say. Say what you want to say.
It's saddening, really.
Yeah. So anyway, Black History Reader, y'all. That's a good one. And here's a book that's not out yet, but I'm definitely going to get it. Don't Let Them Bury My Story. The oldest living survivor of the Tulsa Massacre in her own words, Viola Ford Fletcher. Definitely get this book when it comes out. It's already in my Amazon cart.
I remember seeing her and they asked her, they asked her, do you think rapping? She said, yes.
She said without question.
Yes,
she
immediately.
Said without question, yes.
And she was a little girl when that happened.
Yeah, man. And she remembers it vividly, like it was yesterday.
She was like, I was sitting on the porch, I was playing, and she was just going about like she probably rehearsed it, or not rehearsed it, but done played in her mind over and over again.
She lived it.
And just to hear her talk, you'd be like, good Lord. But yeah. Definitely want to get that one. I definitely would like to read that one as well.
Oh, definitely, man. Don't worry. It's in my Amazon cart. It's in my cart. I'm definitely going to get that book. And I suggest everybody else gets that book too. And the last book that I have is written by a man that I've talked about before on this show, LaRon Bennett Jr. It's called The Shaping of Black America. And it talks about the struggles and triumphs of African Americans from 1619 up until the 1900s. It's a really good read. Another historical document. LaRon Bennett Jr. He did a lot of stuff back in the day. He did a series of books that I hold near and dear to my heart, which is kind of like my jump off point for black history, called the Ebony Magazine Pictorial Guide to Black American History. To Black America, that's what it was. The pictorial history of Black America. That's it. Anyway, that's all I got for the books. All right, my favorite section of the show: bold words from a black woman. I like this section because my wife came up with it. So, what you got today, babe?
I really don't have a lot to say. Well, let me rephrase that. The woman picture that I chose today was Stacey Abrams.
You put her up. Okay.
Yes, I have chose her before on this platform. Mm-hmm. But I'm choosing her today because it kind of ties all together with the show topic and one of the news topics that we're going to be talking about. I'm pretty sure you guys know who Stacey Abrams is. If not, let me refresh your memory.
There you go.
Stacey Yvonne Abrams is an American politician, lawyer, voting rights activist, and author who served in the Georgia House of Representatives from 2007 to 2017. She served as a minority leader as well from 2011 to 2017. She ran for governor and was mishandled, only word I can think of, by Brian Kemp. Mm-hmm. And that's was one of the stories I'm going to talk about today because they're trying to relate her situation with her run against Brian Kemp against what's going on with Trump.
Right.
But as of right now, as of this past Wednesday, for a matter of fact, Abrams has been appointed at Howard University as their first chair for race and black politics.
Oh, okay.
So kudos to you, Miss Abrams. Keep fighting the fight. Keep going strong. Keep doing the damn thing. Because in my eyes, you are a black girl that rocks.
Hey.
So thank you for all your contributions and never giving up.
All right. All right. And as usual, every week we have the MPT news.
Oh, wait, hold on. I have something else. That's why I said it was the reason why I brought her up, because in history, I always say something in history today. In history today, the act was signed into law on August 6, 1965 by President Lyndon Johnson. It outlawed the discriminatory voting practices adopted in many southern states after the Civil War, the literacy test that you had to take to vote. Now, I really don't understand. See, that's what I'm saying. That's one of the points I want to make today. This is why I want to talk about the state of Black America.
Okay. Why
we have to take a test to vote.
Well, see, here's the thing about it. And here's
a literacy test?
Here's the funny part about that. Whenever black people will get a little bit of something, they move the goalpost.
Well, let me reread that. We had to take a literacy test to qualify.
I heard you.
To register.
I know it.
To vote. Not to vote, just to register.
I know it.
That's sick, man. Did anybody else have to do that?
No. And I'm getting to that. Here's the thing about that. Okay, every time black people get a little bit of a right to do something, they move the goalpost. They've always done that throughout history.
Why?
They've always done that. But here's a really, really, really funny part about the situation. 65% of the white people that voted couldn't read it or write their own damn name.
Some of them just put an X.
Yeah.
Ugh, okay. But yeah, this day in history was the voting right bill was signed to outlaw that requirement that a literacy test had to be taken to qualify to register to vote.
Right.
Just not even voting, but to qualify to vote.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I want to say shout out President Lyndon Johnson. I guess I could.
Oh, he was a racist bastard.
Yeah, I was just figuring he was known racist anyway, but thank you. Good looking out. To let us qualify to register. Thank you.
All right.
Moving on.
MPT news. Hold on. I love that. That's kind of tight. All right. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have Miss Mimi, the lady, doing MPT news. What you got, babe? I know you got some good ones.
Well, yeah, I want to start out with the one that coincided with my Stacey Abrams.
Okay.
Woman of the, what is it called? Bold word from I'm so frustrated. I just want to say why they just keep fucking with her. For lack of a better word, I don't get it. It's like, I understand now. You know that little joke that Cat Williams say, trying shouldn't try. Okay, that's not it. They keep trying. It's like, damn, why can't I get to fall? We're not gonna fall, y'all. Divided we stand, divided. What is it? The great
United
we stand, divided we fall. I think if we all come together, we can have another Tulsa. I really do.
Here's something that my martial arts instructor told me.
Mm-hmm.
He told me flat out. He said, if I take my hand and I open it up just like this,
Mm-hmm.
I could do some damage with that hand. But if I take my hand and I close it like this right here and make it into a fist, I can do a whole lot more damage. And that's pretty much what black people are starting to do right now.
Yeah.
They're starting to close in their hands. Some of us. Well, it's a lot of us that's on code. Right there, what he meant by an open hand slap can cause some damage, but a closed fist can cause even more damage. So, there's that.
Well, unless you've been sleeping under a rock this week, Trump was indicted again for the 2020 election and block transfer of power. Yeah, Trump might as well, let me just read what it was. He was indicted on felony charges on this past Tuesday for working to overturn the results of the 2020 election in the run-up to which led to the violent riot on January 6th of the U.S. Capitol building. Now, the reason why I mentioned that, he may or may not become our president. I don't know. He could be. I think we mentioned this on the podcast before. He may be sitting behind a jail cell being the president of the United States.
That's possible.
Possibility, because we have so many laws that they will not go back and rewrite. That I guess they never thought that they can have a president in jail, but here we are.
Yeah, it's possible.
But I brought that story up to mention this story about Stacey. Quote unquote, MAGA is at it again. The GOP congressman likened Stacey Abrams' objection to 2018 gubernatorial results to Donald Trump's alleged false claims about presidential election.
What?
Now, the story goes is that, of course, Donald Trump is getting indicted because of him, calling around to all these different, for one, Georgia, looking for some extra 11,000 K plus votes to make him win the election over Biden.
Wow!
But they're trying to liken that to when Stacey ran against Mr. Kemp, and she wouldn't concede that night. But I understand her motive. Brian Kemp has been known for being a dirty, dirty player.
Right.
And so I will stand my ground just like she did as well, because they do have some states that they count a little bit slower, and the results come in a little bit slower. Yeah. So of course I will stand my ground.
Here's the deal about
until that last vote come in. But they trying to compare what she did to what Trump did. And what heavens are you looking at?
Here's the deal with that. Stacey Abrams stayed until the bitter end. That's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
It's just like when you're watching the basketball game of your favorite team. I'll be the first to tell anybody, I'm an OKC Thunder fan. They had a decent season this year because they almost went to the playoffs. But whenever I watch a Thunder game, even if they're behind 20 points, I'm going to stay there to the bitter end because that's my team. That's what you do.
You're supposed to do that unless I call people who get some leave fair weather fans.
Right.
Why are you leaving? You're supposed to stay there and clap them out until they walk off the court.
Same deal with
win, lose, or draw.
Same deal with the Dallas Cowboys. Whenever they lose, man, that's still my team. I'm going to watch them regardless, even if they are losing. But it's the same deal with Stacey Abrams. She was there to the bitter end. Is what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
You don't give up. You know what I mean? I mean, so what? She was at one point in time she was ahead in the polls.
I would still say he did something crooked because of that. I think he probably did a Trump.
I'm not going to say he didn't.
Because, for a while there, he were eliminating, for lack of better words, a lot of people votes.
Yeah, he was.
Almost 770,000
That's a lot of
votes.
That's a lot of
came
votes.
up missing.
That's a lot
or
of votes.
not approved.
That's a lot of votes.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of votes.
But the representative that brought this story up, he's Florida, of course.
Oh, damn.
Florida Representative Carlos Jimenez was on a Fox Business morning show and was asked a question about his reaction to Trump's indictment. Quote unquote, "It's pure politics again. Look, Stacey Abrams contested her election in Georgia and she got to play the president of the world on Star Trek," he said.
Okay.
Referring to when Abrams decided not to concede after losing to Georgia Governor Brian Kemp in 2018.
Okay.
Don't really know about Star Trek. I'm not a big fan, but did she play the president?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're trying to liken what she did on a TV show, or was it a movie?
It was a TV show.
TV show. To her conceding her spot, which I would have done. That's what most people who put themselves in the game supposed to do. You're supposed to stay until the bitter end. You're not supposed to lock up shop and go home or start calling around looking for votes. You're not supposed to do that. She did what she's supposed to do. And for this man, Mr. Jimenez, to compare what happened to Stacey to what Trump has going on, he's an idiot. And of course, he's from Florida.
And he's also one of Trump's biggest supporters.
Exactly.
So that being said,
this is his little nudge that he said. President Trump does the same thing in his election and he gets indicted. That's a double standard, isn't it? No doubt. No, it's not a double standard, sir. Okay. Maybe I don't understand what these people be talking about. Maybe they have a different... Exactly. Maybe they have a different definition of words like... double standard. She did the same thing. When somebody do the same thing, I mean, it's verbatim of what somebody else did. That's my definition of it. Did she have a lot of people go down there and storm the Georgia Capitol when she lost?
No.
So how is this the same thing? Because he pretty much had a lot of people storm the Capitol when he lost.
It's not the same thing.
Come on now.
Not the same thing. Not the same thing.
Anyway. But I really like what she said, because she's keeping her heads up, and I appreciate her. She said, the issue that I raised in 2018 were not grounded in making me the governor. Not a single lawsuit filed would have reversed or changed the outcome of the election. My point was that the access to the election was flawed, and I refuse to concede a system that permits citizens to be denied access. That is very different than someone claiming fraudulent outcome. Thank you, Miss Abrams.
Here's my whole deal. Now, I'll be the first to tell anybody, I'm not a fan of Stacey Abrams. I'm not. But I can tell you this right here. Stacey Abrams in inciting riots when she lost. She just stayed there to the bitter end and she contested her loss. That's all she did. She didn't say, okay, you niggas get up and go storm the Capitol because I lost my election. She didn't say that.
Exactly. I mean, she was probably, like she just said here, she said, I'm going to stand my ground because we have a flawed system here in Georgia.
Right.
So I would do the same thing. Yeah. And then I will voice my opinion. Right. And I'll let them know, no, I'm not going to leave until the last vote come in.
Yeah, she just stayed till the last vote was counted. She stayed till the last votes were counted. And that's what you're supposed to do.
Now, Trump didn't even let the last vote come in good. He was on the phone trying to look for some more votes.
Yeah.
Because he knew it was getting a little narrow that he was going to lose.
Yeah, it was a done deal.
Okay. Moving on.
Moving right on.
I want to talk about this story. Because, we always keep stuff close to home. And this is in your hometown of Oklahoma.
Oh, damn.
It kind of relate back to the young lady whose book you have in your Amazon cart that's coming out here with her book in August or September.
August.
Her book is coming out here soon. Another Republican says racism didn't cause Tulsa race massacre. Yeah. I really don't know why or what people saw back then. It makes you wonder, are they trying to be funny? Or are they just oblivious to what's going on? A couple of weeks ago, we mentioned on the podcast that State Superintendent Ryan Walters had made a stupid comment like that as well, saying that it was caused by critical race theory. Critical race theory, and it's not. It wasn't because of color of skin.
Yeah.
And now this young lady, her name is Sherry Connolly, and she says she's unsure whether those who carried out the massacre were racist. Well, Miss Connolly, from my understanding, who was it? The Tulsa massacre occurred when what? White Klan members and vigilantes surrounded a black community. So, is that not race related?
Here's my deal. This is the reason why I have the section books every black person should read at least once in their lifetime. Okay, and that's why I have this book in here. Don't let them burn. Don't let them bury my story. That's why I have that book in here. Okay, so what's that? What's that heifer's name?
Hold on. I know his last name Carrie. God, I missed it.
Yeah, she's a Karen.
Sherry Connolly.
Okay, Miss Connolly. If you don't know, ask this lady right here. She'll tell you.
Get her book.
Get her book.
Put a little money.
Better yet, you're in Oklahoma. Go to Tulsa. Find her. I'm quite sure you'll be able to find her with no problem. Okay, you find her and ask her who started that riot, because it wasn't black people. Ask her who burned Tulsa to the ground, and she'll tell you. Ask her who dropped bombs on her city where she grew up in, that she was born in.
And a lot of people ought to know. I mean, come on, guys. Like, they try to take all this stuff out of the schools anyway, but I just feel like they still need to teach the truth. And the truth is, it was a race massacre. Yeah, it was
race based, and I don't care what anybody says. I will argue that point with anybody. It was race based.
That's why I'm wondering, what are they seeing? What video did they see? What pictures did they see? Talk to this lady who's still living. Maybe she can give you a better outcome, and maybe she'll change her mind, because right now I don't know if they are just, oblivious, and they're just trying to say that it's not race related. So if it's not race related, what could it be?
Well, like I said, that just goes to show you the blatant ignorance of some people.
It's racism. That's just kind of what it is.
Yeah. I was trying to be nice about the situation, but you're right.
It's racism.
You're right.
Call a spade a spade.
Hello, hey. Okay.
Moving on.
Moving right along, people.
A lesson learned. A black TikToker gets white teen troll fired after he commented, quote, "Get back in chains." I don't quite understand, again, these Twitter fingers that people have the audacity to feel. Well, you know what they do? That's why they do it. They feel they can get caught. But this young man here, he took it to a whole nother level. And he found the Twitter finger and pretty much had him fired from his little internship at a fire department. Yeah. He DM'd the fire chief. He DM'd this young man, Dylan. DM'd his mom. They didn't want to give his last name because he's under 18.
Right.
And the young man's name is Andrew P. White, but he goes by P. Diddy. All I gotta say about this story is kudos to you, sir.
Yeah, man.
And I like what he said. He said, "The joke's on you. I'm God. Welcome to hell."
Oh,
and he pretty much put this young man through hell. He, like I said, he contacted his authority at the place where he was interning. He contacted his manager where he was a teen volunteer at the fire station. Then he DM'd his mom. Now, the fire station captain did contact Mr. Diddy and tell him they do not put up with that. He is so sorry. He would take the responsibility of the young boy being, for lack of better words, an idiot. And so a couple of days later, Dylan came back and apologized. I'm pretty sure that they made him to.
Hell yeah,
and then a couple of days later, he came back and asked him, "Can you tell your followers to leave my station alone? My station don't have nothing to do with this." And then he came back a couple of days later and say, "Okay, great, I got fired."
Here's the deal. This is what I mean by black people being on code.
Oh God, gotta get it done.
There you go. That's what's up. See what can happen when we get on code.
You know, I used to wonder, like, why is he always responding back to people when they put stuff on you? When you be responding back to people and stuff, I see why now.
Yeah. Exactly.
This is his final message. This is Dylan. "You can let your followers know they just fired me. I'm sorry. I learned my lesson." Do you really think he did?
Hell no, the motherfucker didn't. The only reason why he's saying I'm sorry now is because he lost his job. That's the only reason why. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said I'm sorry. He would have kept doing it. Think about that for a second.
Well, I bet he'll learn now that words matter and words hurt. You just can't say whatever you want to. People have friends who work behind the scenes, and they can find your information you think can't nobody find. Thank you, IT personnel.
I do this for a living.
Exactly,
Come on,
that's
man.
what I'm saying. So, why you think you getting away with something?
Yeah, right.
People have people in their corner.
I do this for a living, people. I know what hey, I can tell you right now, it can happen. It can happen. So, it is what it is.
Well, I want to talk about this story. I don't know how much you know about it, but about the black professor who wasn't hired because she got so much pushback from the conservatives at Texas A&M.
Oh, yeah.
And now she was just
that.
awarded $1 million.
I heard about that.
I'm a little confused about the story because it's like, okay, if she got the pushback from the conservative, that means she wasn't hired.
Right.
Why did she get paid $100 million? It's like hush money?
That's
She wouldn't cause a lawsuit?
That's my guess.
That's what I'm thinking too.
That's my guess.
I'm like, wait a minute, this don't make no sense. They said she didn't take the job because of the pushback from the conservative, and the next one they talking about she was awarded $1 billion. So I'm like, it says Texas A&M would pay $1 million to black professor following botched hiring and internal review. Botched?
It wasn't. Well,
no.
I don't think it was botched. I don't think it was botched
pretty
at all.
much said y'all don't want no.
No, go ahead and say it.
No black woman. First of all, she was a woman.
No,
no black person heading being a professor at your school or department. That's how I read it and got from it.
No, call it what it is, basically. They didn't want no niggas over there.
Well, they just paid her $1 million.
Okay.
So kudos to you, ma'am. What's that old little saying? Spend it wisely. Now, this story right here brought a little giggle to my spirit because it reminds me of my great-grandmother, because my great-grandmother used to lay with she used to do this too. Quote, unquote, she had it under her covers. Courageous 75-year-old Oakland woman fires .357 Magnum from bed fending off armed intruders.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Grandma.
Right.
Yeah,
she
buddy.
was 75 years old. She was at home by herself, and she heard some noises. So she pretty much just stayed in her room until they found her in her room. And once she heard them approaching her, she shot. She shot at them. And this is the part that makes me fuck. Like I said, my grandma used to do it too, but she had a shotgun. My grandma used to go to bed with a shotgun. They must be some teenagers or something because they shot back at her. They shot 17 to 20 times at her. And not one bullet hit her.
That's what's up.
Not one. They had bullets all around her wall and her nice everyone, but not one bullet hit her.
That's what's up.
So that's what I'm saying. What they call that, stand your ground.
Man,
stand your ground.
I ain't mad. I ain't mad. Like I said, Grandma. Hey, do your thing. Do your thing. I'm not mad at you.
Control,
Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah. I ain't mad at all. At all.
I guess they're not going to put her name. I mean, they did get away with some jewelry and some other valuables, but I bet they're going to remember that shot.
Hell yeah, they're going to remember that shot. They're going to know which house it is, too. They're going to say, don't go in that house.
I don't know. These kids, they just get it. Like I keep saying, I know we out here in hard times, people. I understand that.
Right.
But get a job. You're going to end up getting shot and not going to be able to recover from it because you're trying to break in somebody's house and steal.
Let me say this real quick. That could have ended a whole lot worse than it did. So, and for them to even break in on an old woman in the first damn place.
They're very lucky that they escaped.
That just goes to show right there that they have no respect. Yeah. They could, man.
Keep it up, people.
My grandmother had one. My Uncle John gave it to her. And grandma showed us where that gun was, and she said, "Hey, if you gotta use it, shoot to kill."
Yep. That's what my grandmother. She said, if they gonna, my dad would tell us, if they gonna try to come in there, and even if you catch them going out, go get them, drag them back in there.
Yeah, pop a cap in their ass.
Drag them back in the house because they were trying to come in there on you.
Yep.
Now, this story is kind of alluding to what we were talking about at the top of the show. Quote unquote, it's an unnatural color to you. A black North Carolina teen says she was sent home from Chick-fil-A job because of her braid color. She says she was born with blonde hair. Now, if you was able to look at the picture of her, they're not really blonde. They're kind of like a light brown.
Yeah.
But I'm a little confused at this whole story. Her name is Autumn Williams.
Uh-huh.
She's 16 years old.
Uh-huh.
And she was pretty much said that she violated the company dress code.
What?
Because her braids was deemed quote unquote unnatural color.
Okay. Now, here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
Can somebody show someone the regulation as to what color a person's hair should be at a job?
And she said her hair is naturally blonde.
And I believe that because there are some black people out there with naturally blonde hair. So I don't know what the problem is.
I have gone to places, not Chick-fil-A in particular,
Right.
but I have gone to places where I've seen people with a whole head full of pink hair.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you know damn well.
Ain't nobody got no naturally
Ain't
pink
nobody,
hair.
unless they're Barbie, and even Barbie don't have pink hair. I'm taking this as a race thing
I agree.
because I'm not going to blame Chick-fil-A, but I'm going to blame the manager who came and told her that her hair is deemed
I agree with
unnatural.
you. Man, yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Because I've known and worked with some women, Caucasian women, who left work on a Friday a brunette
And came back as a
and
blonde.
came back Monday morning a bright bleached blonde.
Yeah.
Now, what's the difference?
There is no difference.
And this young lady did explain when she was in her training, this same manager that came to tell her to go home
Yeah.
did her training, her orientation, and she had that same color hair in her head. So why did he tell her that then?
What the problem is, in the words of Ike Turner, what the problem is,
But now the gag, in the words of Kiki Palmer, now the gag is Chick-fil-A called her back and said there's nowhere in the handbook that says that, and said she was never, because she said she did quit. She said, I don't want to work somewhere where I don't feel I'm sorry, I'm having a brain freeze. But she said she didn't want to work there where she feels like they're going to judge her on her appearance. That's what she said. Yeah. But
That's
Chick-fil-A
my sister.
did call her back and say that she was never fired, which we already know. She said she quit, and that her job is still available. I personally hope she don't go back.
no, I wouldn't go
I
back.
hate to say that, 'cause, I have a problem with people just bringing up all kind of lawsuits, but I think she might have a case here.
She does.
Because if she can prove that her hair is naturally blonde and she's been wearing that same color since birth, I would go full throttle. Now, you know, Chick-fil-A,
Then,
I know me and my little sisterhood, we try to get together and do like a little franchise of a Chick-fil-A. It's hard to get one.
right,
Because everybody wants one, because you're going to make money.
and lots
Because
of
the
it.
line is always hanging out the door.
Oh yeah, I go by. I go by there every day.
I would, because that's. She said she was embarrassed. Because obviously, if she was embarrassed, that means he must have said this in front of other people.
He did.
I just hope she just take this legally. Just don't talk about it. Just, if y'all got to keep it in rough, they want to pay you out, whatever. But I would do something about me, because she did go and file a complaint with the EEOC, which is perfect.
Yeah.
Because she did the chain of command. That's what I'm talking about. Do the chain of command. Just don't go
Of
get a
course.
lawyer first.
Yeah. Go through the chain of
Go
command.
through the chain of command. She did that. So kudos to you, young lady. I hope this work out in your favor. But for them to come back and say this, I mean, because where did he get this from?
That's a good question.
And she said he the one who did her orientation as well.
And
That's
she had the
crazy.
same. And she had the same hair color. Yeah, that's where she moved.
I really don't see an issue. 'Cause like I said, I had my share of color in my hair, and I've worked pretty much in corporate America all my life. But you know, let me say this too. I don't know. They did not say, but I'm thinking this might be a Caucasian.
I already know it
And
is.
over the years, I have had my share of, can I touch it, with my hair.
I get
I
that.
really don't know what the fascination is with our hair that turns them just like they just seen a unicorn.
I get that
But
too.
I'm thinking this might be something along that line. Why would you want to? They first of all, they wear a hat, and the only thing you see is just a couple of braids laying down on the front of her chest and maybe down her back. It's not flying anywhere. It's not in a mohawk. It's not. It's not like a big afro. She has a couple of braids.
Yeah.
Hanging down her chest area and her back area. So why is that an issue?
Here's the deal. Just like you had that very same thing, and people want to touch your hair. Mm-hmm. You know, my hair is curly. Mm-hmm. So with my hair being curly, I've had people, mostly white women, want to touch my hair to see if it's really, see if my hair is really that curly.
Oh yeah. And
I'm like, yeah, it is. It's natural.
I just don't understand.
And no, you can't touch my hair. My wife doesn't touch my hair. Exactly.
It's kind of like a what? Like when I used to come in, because I used to go to the salon like religiously every 3 weeks, and I come in with a different style. Like, oh my God, look at your hair! Like it's like, oh yeah, looking like what the? I mean, they be loud with it.
I believe it.
I'm like, come on, you're not that excited to see my hair.
Now you know, babe. Now, babe, you know when I put beeswax in my hair really curls up. Mm-hmm. So, I went to work one day with my hair with beeswax in it. Don't ask me why, I just did it. And everybody was talking about, dang, man, your hair is really, really curly. And of course, you know, old white women. Can I touch it? No, you can't. You can't. This is my hair, so no. I'm not asking you to touch your stringy ass hair, so leave mine alone.
Not stringy.
Shit.
Well, kudos to you, young lady. I hope this works on your favor. Don't be malicious about it. Just stand in your truth and forge ahead. I personally wouldn't go back and work for them, even though they are one of the top companies a lot of people do, especially young people like to work for. Mm-hmm. But I would stand in my truth and just move on.
I would
move. You'll go back and work?
No, I will move on.
I'll move on. Yeah. Okay. Community on edge after voicemail with quote unquote agenda to quote unquote murder black children. Yeah, this little message, for lack of better words, was left at the Sacramento Sojourner Truth Museum. And they're messing with children because of the color of their skin. And if you don't know by now, these are black children.
Okay. Let me just say this about that. Mm-hmm. And I've always said it. I grew up watching nature shows growing up. Mm-hmm. Mutual of Omaha, Wild Kingdom with Marlon Perkins. You watch it too, right?
Who?
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom with Marlon Perkins.
Come on now.
Oh yeah, she did. But anyway, whenever they would show the lions and how they hunt in their habitats, their natural habitat and whatnot, the way a lion picks their prey is that they would always pick either someone that couldn't get away, mm-hmm. or they pick a baby, a younger, mm-hmm. the younger part of the herd, and they pounce on them. Mm-hmm. See, these were children that were killed, correct?
Right. Well, they were threatened. They weren't killed.
Well, they were threatened. Well, they were threatened. Okay. Well, children that were threatened. Mm-hmm. That's what these people do. They pick the weaker part of the herd, and they threaten them. Okay, they would have done the same thing with a woman or an older black person. They don't threaten the warrior class, which is the males. They don't do that because they know what's getting ready to happen if you threaten them. Because I'm the kind of person, you gonna threaten me, you just threatening me. I want to see your face, because you can threaten me all day long. You know, a threat don't mean shit to me. All right, you gotta come with it. You gotta show and prove, because you ain't gonna show and prove and shut the F up. You got me? So that's what the problem is. That's what they do. They always go after the weaker sex, or the weaker target. In this case, it was children, and it should have taken it seriously.
Yeah. Of course, the Black Lives Matter got it. You know, is part of it. The Sacramento chapter,
right,
is part of it, and they are saying, just don't take this lightly, because these are our babies. They're innocent. They have nothing to do with this. But for someone to take the time out, they probably were called from like a burner phone or something,
right?
So their phone won't be traced. But to take the time to do that, I just wouldn't look it off as a prank. I will go full throttle as We need to take this seriously, protect our babies, keep our families safe, and get ready to do what we need to do just in case something do go down.
If these were white children, they would have taken it seriously.
Oh yeah, all kind of Amber Alert, not Amber Alerts, but you know.
Oh man, you would have had the whole U.S. military out there trying to protect them. Think about that.
And then at the Sojourner Truth Museum, really?
Come on now.
God, that's just erasing their history. They are erasing the history.
They're trying to anyway.
Now here's another story that I saw it because I heard about it on D.L. Hughley's made a post about it. Quote unquote, make this coward famous. Now I don't really understand the gist of it, but because when the young lady started the video, the man was kind of like bent over in the store looking at a shelf, and she said that he had walked up to her and called her a black bitch and told her that her red hair was indicative of of her low poverty status, and he called her nappy head. And so I guess because she was filming that and was telling people in the camera what he had said, he walked up to her and knocked the phone out of her hand, but come to find out, he was punching her.
What?
Yeah, in the face.
That goes along the lines of what I was just talking about.
You can't be that angry. Well, I guess he was. I guess he was seriously that angry at her for filming him. So then now that brings me back to this story. Is it okay to film people? To me, there has been a lot of justice performed off of video showing what actually happened compared to somebody's words, because video is more truthful than somebody's statement. So in that essence, I say yes, videotape. But in this case right here, I don't even understand how it got to this point that he got that mad that he had to start punching her in her face.
You know what?
After he done call her out her name.
Yeah, he called her all kinds of black. Didn't he call her a black bitch or some
bitch.
shit? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because like when I heard this story, it came in my with the Twitter feed. I think it was my Twitter feed. Well, it's not Twitter anymore. It's called X now, thanks to Elon Musk. But anyway,
they already done changed it?
Oh yeah, the name has changed. Okay. Anyway, it came in my X feed, and I'm looking at this story, and I'm like thinking to myself, well, all I got to say about that is this right here. Just be glad it wasn't my wife he punched, because I'm looking for his ass. I got his picture too. Oh yeah, it's on site, bruh. And people need to make people like this famous, because like that was completely unnecessary. All right. Now, if she would have never filmed you if you didn't call her out of her name. Don't you agree, babe?
Absolutely. And you know, that's what a lot of people do. I've seen a lot of people do that. You have to see a lot of Karens do that, you know. But I guess he was just that angry, or maybe he couldn't find what he wanted on the shelf, and he took it out on her. I don't know.
Well,
but she said she was just standing in the aisle, and he walked up to her calling her a black bitch. So it's like,
did he have a chip on his shoulder? I mean,
something.
I mean,
because she make it seem like that's just how I was just standing here, and he walked up to me and called me black. I'm like, so is that natural? Did y'all have words on another aisle? Did you take his parking space? Something had to have happened. If not, this man is a mental case.
I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that some words were exchanged, and he felt some type of way about the situation. And then when she started filming him, they kind of like put him over the top.
No, he was already over the top. He called her that before she started filming.
Okay.
And then once she started filming, she reiterated what he said.
Okay.
And by her reiterating what he said on film, then that's when he punched her.
Okay. Well, okay. That's what I meant. But anyway, with him going over the top like that and calling all kinds of black bitches and then socking a woman like she's a grown ass man, he wouldn't have done a man like that. But
you know, the reason why I'm saying I'm a little confused in this story, because some of the comments was brutal. They was on his side.
Of course.
They was like, well, that should teach you stop filming people. What?
Hold on. Yeah. I could. Yeah, you're right. There was some people out there that were actually on his side. Most of them were white.
I'm like, wow. You can clearly see him lunge toward her.
A woman.
And you're just going to say, well, that should tell you don't film people.
Now I can understand if I could kind of sort of see if the woman put hands on him.
Right.
I can kind of sort of see that, but even then I'd be kind of leery of that situation because like no man should ever hit a woman.
And even when she was explaining what he had said to her, she never was disrespectful. She never called him out. I like it with me. I probably like, let me tell you what this white mother. I probably would start off like that.
Yeah, you would.
But she didn't. She was semi-respectful. She never did anything. She didn't walk up on him. She didn't be like hollering and cussing and working, none of that. So it's like I'm a little confused on this story, but whatever happens, I hope she get just because that's uncalled for. That is very much uncalled for.
I agree with you on that.
Okay, now this story right here is so crazy. I don't even know what is. I forgot to mention last month was National Minority Mental Health Month.
Yeah.
But even though it's minority, I think you can take that minority out
and just say
mental health because this story right here has mental health wrote all on it.
What is it?
Unlike the other one, this one is number one today on this part. Yeah.
Okay.
Quote unquote, no room in civilized society for violent threats. A Kentucky woman sentenced to 9 years in federal prison for sending letters with the N-word and bullets in it to her neighbors. Her name is Suzanne Kraft. She's 55. She's from Louisville, Kentucky.
That's where Muhammad Ali is from. For those of you who don't know.
Oh Lord. She will spend the next decade in the American justice system after spray painting the N-word on her neighbor's driveway and the swastika, and also sending them hateful letters with bullets in them just because the color of their skin.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
This black skin is some tough shit, but baby, this black skin is making people go nuts.
Let me say this real quick. Let me say this real quick. Let me ask you a question, baby. What do I always say? What's the one thing worse than a racist white man?
A racist white woman.
Now, have I been wrong yet?
No, because when I say they go hard in the paint, they worse than Steph Curry, honey. They go hard in the paint. I'm like, what's the bullets for? Oh, that means people put a bullet on your car. That's a warning. Yeah. So I guess that was a warning.
That was a warning for
okay. So, you don't get your bitch ass out here with that bullet. Okay, now this is the part here that kind of got me because she's also has threatened her child while he was on his bike and told him that she would run him slap over.
OMG.
I just
hold on. Let me see if I can find a cuckoo sound effect. Hold on. Oh Lordy, hold on. But man, let me just say this.
But now this is the key right here. The family has, like I said, they always do the prayer. They always tell you, well, you need to follow the chain of command. You need to do it this way. So the family did. They were granted a no contact order against her. She violated that twice and has been found guilty of violating that court order. That's why she's finna take her little ass straight to jail. Yeah, she's going straight to their jail. So,
well, for her going to jail, all I got to say about that is this.
Yeah, in this day and age that we live in, it's still so bothersome to me that people have a problem of who move in next to them according to their skin color.
Well,
isn't that sick?
Unless y'all have been living on the rock for the past 3 years, me and my wife are looking for a house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and my wife pretty much knows how her husband is.
Mm-hmm.
She knows her husband better than her husband's family does, and she knows that if that were me, that I would get very, very, very petty. Mm-hmm. My wife knows this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Lord help us.
So for a racist white woman to come up to my house, give me bullets, and give me racist letters, and paint swastikas and nigger and all kind of things like that.
And like I tell people, these cameras, they catching it all.
They catching
and that's
everything.
how they knew it was her.
They catching everything. Exactly. They knew it was her because she was doing that shit. Now, again, if that was me, I'm setting fire to your car tires. But that's just me. I'm petty. I'm sorry.
You supposed to follow the chain of command when somebody's harassing you.
Oh, I follow the chain of command.
They didn't say nothing about setting nobody's tires on fire.
Oh, it don't?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it don't.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Help us. But yeah, I'm a little disturbed. But you know what? I don't want to see nobody go to jail. But your ass don't wrote a check that it can't cash.
There you go.
So you just gonna sit up in jail.
Well, they call that ass betting where I come from, because you're betting your ass, and she betted her ass, and that's what happened.
Now this next story is near and dear to my heart.
Must be a good one.
As you guys have said before, my co-host here, my husband, has made it clear that, he called me a big woman, I call myself a plus size woman. Tomato, tomato. But unless you've been living a rock these last couple of days, there's a very hurtful story out about Lizzo.
Oh Lord, here we go.
I have gave Lizzo many props on this show.
Right.
Because I am just in awe of her.
Yeah.
First of all, her stamina. Second of all, her beauty. Third of all, her way to take something negative and switch it to a positive. But then later on down, if you listen to some of the shows, you can hear me say, I think she has a mental issue as well. Because she'll be one day pumping us up, making us feel good. Don't worry about it. Live your truth. You are who you are. You are beautiful. God is love. Then that next day, or maybe 3 or 4 hours later, she's crying, asking people to stop talking about her. I'm like, okay, now wait a minute. Either you're going to be comfortable in your skin, or you're going to let the cyber bullies take you down.
Okay, but before you get to your story, let me say this. But the only problem I have with Lizzo is the fact that every time you turn around, she got an ass all up in the air. That's my only problem. I mean, whoever her people are need to tell her to stop putting her ass in the air. Everybody don't want to see that, sister. They don't. I mean, every time you turn around, she twerking, her ass is out, or something. It's always something, and that's not cool. So,
and see, with me, I thought that was just her living in her truth. If she wanted to, because don't nobody say nothing about Meg Thee Stallion doing it.
I don't like it when she does it.
And I'm thinking, so she's living in her moment just like Meg is. But then when people talk about her, she come back crying. No, either you gonna do it and leave it alone. Why you come back crying?
Right, exactly. If you gonna
don't cry about it.
If you're gonna put yourself out there, expect to get talked about. Plain and simple. Because Meg Thee Stallion gets talked about, and not always positive. Trust me.
Okay, so the story this week came out that 3 former dancers have filed a lawsuit against Lizzo, accusing her of sexual harassment, fat shaming, and creating a hostile work environment.
What?
I don't really know how to take this, because if that is true, isn't that the pot calling the kettle black?
Yep.
Or then again, the stories don't sound right, because one of the girls came it's 2 girls who came for it the first time. The third girl came after she had said, well, I had quit a year ago and I just didn't feel okay. So if you quit a year ago, why didn't you file suit? So maybe she was scared. So she was waiting to see if anybody else was going to do it. So since she's seen these 2 ladies come forward, she decided to get on the bandwagon. Okay, not a problem. But another one, Lizzo has a show, a reality show about becoming one of her dancers.
Right.
So if this happened to you a year ago, but you tried out to be on that show after the fact, so which one is it? Now, if you don't know the accusations, they saying that she fat shamed one of the girls, told her she was gaining weight, and she said that's why she was fired. Another girl says that, you know, they all feel like they're in a family, but when push come to shove, you still got to realize that Lizzo is their boss. And there is so much that they can do or say. So when she asked them to do something, they felt entitled to do it because she were their boss and they thought they might get fired. Now, the thing came up because, you know, she's overseas in Amsterdam. In one of these particular clubs where you can go in, everybody is freaky, nasty, naked. You can eat a banana out of the lady's woo-ha.
Okay.
Lizzo wanted her dancer to go up there and touch the lady breast and eat the banana out of her woo-ha.
WTF?
Now, let me tell you something. I have strong convictions about a lot of things. And I think I have morals that I feel that I have lived up to for these past 51 years of my life. If I don't want to eat no banana, no woo-ha, I'm not going to do it. If that's my conviction and who I am, and I say, no, that's not me, well, I'm going to have to tell Miss Lizzo, I'm going to call her tonight. I'm finna go on her to my bed and go to bed. If she have a problem with me and call me into her office the next day and fire me, I'm packing my bag, first thing smoking, back to the United States.
Let me say this real quick. And this is why I have a problem with this story real quick. If there's something that you really don't want to do, don't do it.
Exactly. Stand in your conviction.
Plain and simple. Because I'm just going to be honest with you. Well, I might, you know, some people might think that this might be a little bit inappropriate when I say it, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. The only person that's going to get that kind of treatment from me is my co-host.
Damn right. Better be.
Plain and simple.
I'm
not going to do that.
And if somebody get it, somebody got to call me and tell me. Because it shouldn't be like that.
Exactly. You know, but.
Oh my God.
But again, man, I mean, you know, if
but you know. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, you know, it's weird to me because, like, if you really didn't want to do that, you would have said, "Nah, I'm
exactly.
good." So that's why I have a problem with it. You're an adult. Last time I checked, if you are an adult, there's not another thing that another adult can make you do that you really don't want to do. Plain and simple.
How do you pressure someone to touch somebody's naked body? How do you pressure someone to eat a banana somewhere that you don't want to eat a banana out of?
Exactly.
How do you get that kind of pressure? Okay, that is your job. I know some people saying, "Well, I felt pressured on my job." I've heard people say that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same thing. What's the difference? She's a dancer. We're in corporate America. Okay, I understand that. But if you stand true in your conviction and you know that's not nothing you want to do,
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Exactly.
I know it got to be fascinating that you, because like I said, when you and I were discussing this story, what Lizzo has going on, we consider a movement. It's a movement for plus size women.
Okay.
Because Lizzo is trying to show you that you don't have to be a size 4, 5, 6 to get on the stage and hold a concert down for 2 hours. And your stamina is off the game. You're singing like your record. You're sounding like your record. You're not breathing hard. You're not out of breath. And you're playing a flute. So just for that alone is amazing to me. These are my opinions.
Yeah, I agree.
And like I said, she's done so much for the city of Houston. It's crazy. But like I said, I still have my about her, because when she do all these amazing things, just because a couple of people make comments, she comes on the Twitter or the TikToker crying and begging people not to talk about her. Baby, they talked about Jesus. So what makes you think they're not going to talk about you? So other than that, like I said, if this story is true, I'm going to try not to be judgmental, because, hey, we all got a little freak in us. And if that's what Lizzo want to do, that's what Lizzo do. But you shouldn't pressure your dancers into doing this.
I agree.
And then I look at it from another fact, it's like, is this a money game?
I think it's a money grab.
I mean, because
personally,
like one of them been gone a year or two.
That's why I say it's a money grab.
And then the other ones, and then she said, you know, I even went to them and told them why I was gaining weight, because I have a eating disorder. And I looked at some of her old pictures. She didn't go like from a size 2 to a size 22. She just looked like maybe 10, 15 pounds more heavier.
Okay.
I mean, so I don't like I said, that's why I said, is this the pot calling the kettle black? Because
Lizzo ain't exactly a size 3 a
I'm
damn
gonna
self.
say, that's what I'm saying. So if
I'm
gonna
saying,
borrow
man.
this. I'm gonna borrow this from Shula King, the comedian Shula. What's his name?
Shula King.
If Lizzo calls somebody fat, you fat. Because Lizzo is not no small spoon in the drawer. You know what I'm saying?
No, she sure ain't.
So it's like, hey. And like I said, I thought that was very remarkable because all her dancers are plus size women.
Right.
And they're holding their own. So I'm like, I just can't see her call somebody, you getting too fat.
Huh?
You said what now?
Look at the size of your drawers.
Yes, what I'm saying. I thought, what?
Shit,
Yeah,
that's what I would have said. Look at the size of your drawers.
Hopefully the truth will come out. But let me allegedly, I gotta say that, because Lizzo has dropped a statement saying that all these accusations are false.
Of course.
These ladies are pretty much bitter because they will let go of her tour. So,
well, I'm on the fence about this situation. I'm being real. I'm just on the fence about it. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I'm on the fence about it is because unless we were a fly on the wall, we won't know the truth. Unless
but
somebody
if it comes
out
true, I'm gonna have to raise my eyebrow. Miss Liz will be like, "You call somebody fat?"
Hold on, you call who you? Yeah, but I heard that. I hate using the word fat. So a plus size woman is calling somebody overweight. Okay.
All right, but moving on. This last story is going to tie us into to today's topic because it is hilarious.
Lay it on me.
Trump supporter wearing blackface goes on a rant in Target and Starbucks.
Hold on, baby. Before you get started, is this the one with the white lady who put the black magic mark on her face?
No, this not on matter. She had on blackface makeup.
Blackface makeup. Okay. I
thought
it
woman
like
wearing
blackface
went on an anti-LGBTQ and pro-Trump rant at a Target store and a Starbucks store in Colorado.
WTF?
Her name is Azarella Campbell. Walked into the store in blackface and asked a Target employee, "Can you show me where all the LGBTQ items are?" And the young lady said, "Well, ma'am, that was last month. We don't have anything for Pride Month now." So she goes off on them. I wish you guys can go see the video. She looks a mess. Like she just put her hand in a it looks like frosting that you put on top of a cake to me.
Lord.
But obviously it was some kind of dark makeup that she put on her face. And where I'm having a hard time is they're claiming this as mental illness.
That's not mental illness. That's just a racist ass white woman.
Now, mind you, the woman had blackface. I'm sorry. The woman had blackface. She went into the Target. She had all these Trump stickers on her clothes and over her chest. And then she just gonna bust out and say, "Trump is coming."
Okay.
Okay. She used to work at the post office. She got fired. She went back up there in blackface trying to get her job back.
Oh, Lord.
You know what? Maybe this is mental illness.
No, that's just stupidity.
Maybe this is mental illness because...
No, baby.
And even the post office said they didn't want her back up there. They put a trespassing sign up there, and they said if anybody see her on the premises, they need to call the post inspection service if she showed up to get her arrested. Her family was contacted, and they gave an interview. A comparison to one of the actors who used to come around in whiteface. I don't know any actors who came around in whiteface.
I can't think of any. Unless they would dress up as a clown. Now,
Lester Holt. She tried to compare what she was doing in blackface to Lester Holt dressing up as a white woman. Lester Holt, the NBC guy.
Oh, him.
Yeah. How can you even? He had on a dress.
That's not the same.
Not a whole white face, ma'am. You had on a black face, and most of the time, everybody know blackface is derogatory.
Very much so. It was derogatory when they were doing it. It was derogatory in the 20s, and they were doing it in those vaudeville shows.
This is why I want to know the state of black America. Now, if we was in that store, should somebody black have said something to her? Like, whoop her ass, or tell her she's an idiot, or maybe just sit down and explain to her, let her know, man, what you're doing is very derogatory.
I am just going to be 100% honest with you. If that were me, or that was us in that store, personally, I probably would have ignored her, because if you pay her any kind of attention, that just adds fuel to the fire. You get what I'm saying?
But aren't we tired of this, though?
I agree with you on that, 100%.
They say nigga like they saying good morning.
Exactly.
They wear blackface thinking it's quote-unquote something cute, I guess, or something. Some people say, oh, I didn't know it was demeaning. Or some people do it to be demeaning. They do a lot of faulty shit that people everywhere should know is very mean-spirited,
right,
for black culture.
They don't care.
So when are we going to stop ignoring this? Like I said, like I said in the podcast before, let's not give the word nigger any fuel.
Okay.
When they say it, be like, okay. But then now I'm like, should we say okay?
No. I mean, you know,
should we say like, you know?
Now that you said that, that's got me rethinking what I just stated.
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't ignore it, because, you know, I'm petty. So, you know, King Petty would have came out and, you know, told her about herself.
Yeah.
Or made her fall down the aisle or something like that.
I probably would have just been going behind her talking about, girl, you look good in that black makeup. Go get you some red lipstick and put on. You like a real baboon's ass.
Come on now.
So, you shouldn't have to, what they say, lower your standards because somebody else is acting buffoonery. But sometimes you just want to just gut punch him, let you know what you doing ain't cute.
I'm sorry. I'm too petty.
Oh, you hurting. You hurting yourself. You look like an asshole.
I'm too petty. But, you know.
I don't get it. I don't know. I just wish I would just, maybe she been drinking.
No.
So why would you come in blackface? Where were you going? Maybe she had on a face mask and didn't know she had it on. Because some of those face masks are like brownish color.
No.
Well, if this is mental, I hope she get the help she needs. Because she gonna walk into the wrong store and the wrong person gonna be in there and they gonna let her know just what that blackface means.
Like I said, the one thing worse than a racist white man is what, baby?
No, racist black woman, white woman, and they are really coming full throttle with it. And just be looking like, what? What did I do?
Yeah.
You finna get your head knocked off.
I'm trying to put you up on game, lady.
Trying to tell.
You're trying to pull your coat.
In the words of The Color Purple, I'm trying to tell you something. You're not listening, ma'am. But anyway, those are all the MTP news.
Oh, man, them were some good ones. Okay, Let's get back to the subject, man. The state of black America.
And like I said earlier, after the dismantling of the Jim Crow era, we call ourselves having a little freedom. Okay, and go to the back of the store to shop or bow your head down when a white person walk by. You walk in the street, let them have the sidewalk.
Yeah. It was all kinds of things.
But they wouldn't really just be like real blatant with it. It'd be kind of like what they call under the covers.
Yeah.
But now him, and I mean him, these last 10 years?
Yeah.
I say 6 years.
No, I say longer than that.
I'm not gonna blame this on Trump,
You can no.
But ever since he got in office, I mean, it was slowly ticking up, But since he got, like, they don't say, you know what, it's hot on this sheet. And it's just full throttle. People don't try to hide themselves anymore. They say whatever they want to say to you in your face, in your mailbox with letters and bullets in them. Put it on your cars, on your yard, talking crazy to your children. It's like it's not a secret anymore. To how some people feel about the black culture.
Yeah.
And the reason why I want to talk about this, because I'm still having a hard time understanding how someone can have so much hatred, for lack of better words, because of what your color of your skin is.
Right.
So I read, I listen to, I think about what is going on in that person's headspace, mind, or whatever, to just look at me, who is a very nice caramel brown.
Yeah, buddy.
And say, I don't like that fat bitch. See, I got two. I'm fat and caramel brown. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna put myself on this pedestal for a minute.
Okay.
I'm three things. I'm caramel brown, I'm fat, and I'm educated. So that's a triple negative.
You left one out. Cute.
Yeah, I'm kind of cute, ain't I?
Oh, no doubt.
In my own little way. I think so.
Oh,
Thank you
yeah.
so much. I do my best. But I just don't see how you can look at someone and what you're doing is judging them because you don't know them.
No, you don't.
You probably don't even know that person's name and you never spoke to them a day in your life. But you're looking at what they have, what they've done, what they've accomplished, and made a judgment call where you just don't like them. And I used to tell my sister this all the time. It bothers me when somebody like, I don't like her. Why you don't like him? I don't know, I just don't. You have to have a reason why you don't like someone. If not, that makes you look like an asshole. Because how you just gonna say you don't like somebody? You don't even know them.
Actually, whenever I hear people saying shit like that, I look at it like this. You must be really stuck on stupid, because whenever you say I don't like someone just because, there's got to be a reason why.
It has to be.
You just don't like somebody just because you don't like them. That's bullshit. That's stupid. That person has either said or done something that you don't like. Case in point, I don't like Donald Trump because Donald Trump is a racist, arrogant asshole.
And he have shown that.
And he's shown that on several occasions.
That's facts.
I don't like Ron DeSantis because he's a racist, arrogant asshole.
Facts. He said it out his mouth. True facts.
Yeah.
Not no fake news.
Ain't no fake news. It's the real deal, Holyfield. I don't like Candace Owens because she's a ass kissing coon.
Facts. Her ass print is on
her lips on a whole bunch of white asses.
A whole lot of white ass. Yes, facts.
Yeah, exactly. And don't get me started on Tim Scott. I could go on for days about him. But anyway, you don't like somebody just because. That's dumb. And hating someone just because of their ethnic background or because of their racial background, that's also stupid.
Yeah.
Because I'm just gonna be honest with you. There's some white folks out there I don't like. There's some black people out there I don't like. It's not because of their race, it's because of their actions. Okay? But for some reason, when it comes down to us, and by us I mean foundational black Americans, people don't like us just because we're foundational black Americans.
And what's getting me is like the ideology of them coming into our neighborhoods every day now. It's like every day.
Right.
Either someone has a hate crime committed against them, or there's a mass shooting, like the white boy who went to the black church,
yeah,
and then who went to the grocery store that had a lot of black people in it.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Police brutality, you can't drive your car. And that's one of the story I was going to allude to right here, this little segue. Yeah. I don't know if you guys heard about the little the ACLU basketball guy.
I heard about that.
He and his family was from Arkansas, coming up here for an AIU game, and put them on blast. Frisco Police Department.
Come on now.
Pulled them over. And the way that man was begging for that police officer toward his son, I teared up.
I saw the video.
Because first thing I thought about, what was that? My dad pleaded for Michael, because Mike used to play in that kind of stuff. But go to football games and stuff like that. Or what if that mom, Kayla used to play sports like that. That's Kimberly or myself, because I used to try to go to her games too, begging them not to do nothing to my niece. Have her hands up in the middle of the damn street with a gun pointed at her back.
Or
come on.
I saw that, and everybody on this show knows I'm a martial artist. I've been doing martial arts since I was 6 years old. My mother used to go to tournaments. My mother, my stepfather, and my sister used to go with me to my tournaments all over the Midwest. One minute we'd be in Oklahoma. Next minute we'd be in Missouri. Next minute we'd be in Louisiana, Arkansas. And sometimes I would go to LA to go to the big tournaments. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So just traveling by car, that could have been me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. With my hands up in the air. And all that.
Could be you leaving out this door in the morning going to work.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like it's every day now. Like I said, back in the day, it may be one here, a couple of years later, one there, right. Something like that. And it wasn't real prevalent. Like it's like every day.
Yeah.
And then they kill you because they see you looking in an empty house. Or try to chase you down and shoot you because they still trying to protect the house. The house is empty. Or they shoot you because you're outside at night. Can I not be outside at night? Is this a sundown town or something?
Yeah.
It's like they just feel like they have to do something. Who giving you this right to make this decision?
Their skin color gives them the right.
Over who?
They have that complexion with the connection. Plain and simple.
So why don't they just go back and stop being mischievous. Tell the truth. We don't want y'all having no sense of nothing that you have obtained. We want y'all to go back before Jim Crow, and let's just call it a day.
That's what they want.
Give me the option. Don't take that out. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Don't take an option for me. Don't make no decision for me. You do not know how to read my head. None of y'all are Dionne Warwick. Or Miss Cleo.
Hell, they couldn't even do it for real.
Right. They was faking.
But anyway, my point is this, and you're absolutely right. I agree with you on that point. But again, like I said, with us as foundational Black Americans, for some reason, they have an issue with us. And I could tell you why. The main reason why is this right here. If we had any sense of power, which we do have power, we just have to collectivize it. And once we do that, we'll be okay. But once we get to that point, before we get to that point, if they know what they're thinking is this right here, they're afraid that we're going to do the same thing to them that they did to us all those years ago.
And that's what I was just going to say. Even though, yes, we have made some strides, we've never really had equal racial equality anyway.
No.
Let's just start there.
No.
So if you want to take back over that power, you want to have economic prowess over us, you want to have better jobs and employment over us, you want to have better education, better health, housing, everything, you pretty much have that now. Some of us are doing okay for ourselves. We have the Oprahs and the people like that, but even when if we go to court, if we can't afford a lawyer, we got to get a court-appointed lawyer who's probably just there doing a job to get a check.
Yeah.
Or do you think they're really going to help you? And stuff like that, but where you can go and buy you a lawyer who's going to get you out just because of their name alone.
Yeah.
So it's like little stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you want to take all that back and you don't want us to have the same equality that you have, just say that.
Yeah, I agree.
But what is the outcome? People who have really got in there and worked their ass off for everything they have. Yeah. You think it's going to be smooth sailing for you to go in there and tell them, you know what? I know you're accomplished. You have a little change in the bank, but we want you to go back to picking cotton.
Well,
or going into the back of the store if you want to come here and buy some sugar.
Yeah, going through the back door.
Or if you thirsty, can't use this faucet. Use them down there by the toilet.
It's getting to that point. Like I said, it's just like you said. If we did go back to the days of Jim Crow, they'd be 100% happy.
Because of what?
Because they would be in control.
Why you need to be under control?
That's just it. They have to be in control because they're egomaniacs. That's just the way it works. Unfortunately, that's why I keep telling people to read that book, The Compensatory Counter-Racist Code. It explains all of that inside that book. People actually need to read that.
So now that we have raised, I wish they would. Sometimes I catch it on C-SPAN or something like that when they have conferences like they had in Houston.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll replay it, like somebody recorded and they'll play it.
Yeah.
I hope they did this one because I really want to
like
know.
4 hours. It's like 4 hours long.
Yeah, I really want to know what, or did they even come up with some kind of solutions, or what they think, or did somebody say what they thought the state? Do they think it's good? Do they think we're doing okay? Do they see progress? Because in my eyes, I think we're stagnant.
Well, let me just say this real quick. I honestly think that right now, I agree with you on the stagnant part. We're just staying in one spot. Mm-hmm. Okay, because
we moved just an inch. Just an inch.
I mean, not even an inch. Not even an inch. People think that just because black people can work in the same places as white people that we made progress. No, we haven't.
They're not making not as much money as they are.
We haven't made any progress just because we eat at the same table with white people. No. We're not in the same. No. Because they can tell us to get away from the table anytime they want. Mm-hmm. So we haven't made any progress. None. Well, black people own businesses. Yeah, so. And those businesses 9 times out of 10 don't last very long. Am I lying?
I think we are still, somehow, some way, we're still divided. And like you just said about businesses, hell, I even mentioned it on the podcast before. I want to patronize black business.
Yeah, me too.
But sometimes you feel like they're trying to get over on you.
A lot of them do because because what they want to do is they think that just because they have a business, they should be driving a brand new Mercedes every year, and that's not the case. It's going to take your business some time before it turns a profit. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's any business, any legal business. Put it like that. It ain't like the drug game.
And I read a study that says,
oh, no, you know better than that, no.
Or we're going to undercut the next man to tell someone, they product's not good. You go ahead and come get with me.
No, I would never do that.
You know what I'm saying?
I would never do that.
And I've heard that before.
I've done it. I've heard that myself.
So it's like we're still divided. We're divided in our own culture first and foremost, and then secondly, we're divided amongst the other races because of who we are.
Well, let me just say this real quick. I'm glad you brought that up because there was an incident. I'm sure you've seen it. The smash and grab that went on.
Where?
That smash and grab that happened at that mall.
You're in Atlanta.
Yeah.
With the wigs or the hair?
No.
I mean, with the purses.
With the purses and the clothes.
But it was, I'm not trying to be funny, but it was name brands that we don't make. We don't make Prada. We don't make Gucci. We don't make Christian Louboutin. We don't make none of that.
Which is neither here nor there. My point is, the people that were doing it was us.
Mm-hmm. They're all saying they want the name brand stuff, either to wear for themselves or to sell it. Now, would it hurt me if those was some? I mean, it hurts anyway, cause they, But what if that was a black entrepreneur place that they broke in? So you're stealing from your own culture. Now I know they do have some high-end people in these places. Like I think the guy is Dapper Dan still over Gucci?
Yeah, Dapper Dan still doing
okay, so that's just like stealing from Dapper Dan,
right?
Because that's his design. That's blah 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 blah.
Right.
Christian Louboutin, no. Prada, no. Now the other heavy hitter, you don't really have too many black people over the creative teams of those designers.
I agree with you on that.
But like if that was something like a FUBU or the guy who make the Tefla purse or something like that, those are black owned companies.
Yeah. Now
that will hurt even more. He like, damn, you stealing from this brother? He just got in the game, blah 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 blah. But I understand what you're saying. It's embarrassing for us to be the ones that go. They're like that, just like the men. Those 5 men who broke in? They in there stealing hair, high-end wigs. So it's like, I don't know if they're doing this because there's a need and they know people will buy them at a cut rate price, or do they call themselves trying to help the middleman? I don't know.
We don't know what the problem is, but the
but
point,
it's prevalent though.
But the point I'm trying to make is this right here: it should never happen.
Yeah, it's very prevalent. But okay, so tell me, why shouldn't it happen?
Why would you want to go in and steal somebody else's stuff?
Because I can't afford it.
And
I consider myself to be a good thief. And I can see the need on the street for it. So if I have 5 girls that are talking about, man, I wish I could give me that bad new Fiona wig that bitch costs $1,000 though. And you think you're a high-end thief? And you think you can go in there and get away with it?
That doesn't justify it though.
That's what I'm saying. But people do think like that.
But
they have to think that for them to even carry out the motive.
But my point is this right here. There's no justification to be stealing somebody's shit.
Exactly.
I don't care.
But they're doing it though.
I agree. And they should. But my point is, they shouldn't be.
Why?
Why steal? I mean, come on. If you can't afford this shit, then you don't need it.
I'm a felon. It's hard for me to get a job. I think I'm pretty good at stealing. Here we go.
Nah, that's more of a want than anything. Now, see, stealing to eat, that's a whole different thing.
What do you think they're stealing for?
Because they're
eat.
eat. No, they're not stealing to eat.
What do you think they're stealing for?
That's not stealing to eat. See, somebody's stealing to eat. You go into a grocery store and you steal a T-bone steak. That's stealing to eat. Okay, stealing to eat. That's what I mean by stealing to eat. You go steal food. You don't go steal a damn Prada purses and come on now, that's stupid.
Well, when I say stealing to eat, I can see your point about eating literally, but I'm looking at figuratively. They need to still pay their car note. They got daycare. They got child support. They got to pay some bills.
I don't care. That's not my problem. My point is
and
this
unemployment
right here.
is not that high.
I agree with you on that.
And they're not even handing out unemployment like they used to.
I agree with you on that.
So what's the next thing?
But still, I agree with you on that. There's a situation. I mean, they put themselves in a situation where they have to survive. Mm-hmm. I get that part.
Survival of the fittest.
I get that part.
Yeah.
But why steal? I mean, come on. You can't make any justification for that. None. There's no justification for that.
I'm a grown 40-some-year-old man. Done had some bouts with laws and running in and out of jail, group homes, whatever.
Can't justify that.
Here I am, got these kids, trying to make it, trying to survive. Nobody won't harm me. And I see, I think, that's like somebody who's robbing a bank. If I could rob that bank just one time to get on my feet, that's probably what they're looking at. If I can just rob these people one time to get on my feet,
that's not justified though. It's not justified. I'm sorry. I'm not seeing it. There's no justification for it whatsoever.
So what would you do if you was in that position? You was a 40-something-year-old man. You didn't have nothing coming in. And your partner come to me, man, we gonna break into so-and-so in and out real quick. You wouldn't contemplate it?
No, I wouldn't. And
even though you're hungry,
and the reason why,
stay.
Let me tell you why. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you why. The reason why I wouldn't contemplate is this right here. Because I'm thinking big picture. What if I get caught? I'm going to prison.
You just got out.
So I'm going back to prison, someplace I really don't want to be.
At least you have a high cot in the,
I know, 2 highs in the cot.
Yeah.
I know, but still, I'm thinking how I would think. I'm not thinking how they would think. How I would think is this right here. Okay, I hit this lick, and this is exactly what they're going to call it. If I hit this lick, what if I get caught? That's what I'm thinking.
I guess there's a chance they got to take.
Oh, I'm not taking that chance. I'm sorry.
Because there's already so much bigotry and
I agree with you on that.
And
but here's
trauma the thing. in this world anyway. So that's how they think though.
I know that's how they think. And the way they see it is, I don't have any other way out besides doing this.
Other option.
I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I understand it 100%. Mm-hmm. But that's the way they think. But come on now, there's got to be another way. You gotta look at every possible avenue before you start going that route. I mean, the only way I would do something like that is if there was absolutely nothing else I had to do.
And that's probably what they're thinking.
Well, I know that, but still, no.
They going out here voting for black people. They think black people gonna get it together and make better jobs for black people. Still, nothing coming through. The government hold on to every fund here in America, but just giving it away to other countries like it's water.
Like I said, they create the situation for somebody to even think along those lines. I agree with you on that point too, especially for us.
Yeah. And so again, the state of black America is rooted in racism first and foremost.
Yeah, we know that.
Let's just keep it real. And so to combat racism, what can we do?
Well, they kill our heroes as well, so that's another reason that they do it. Because I'm gonna put some stuff up here real quick. Hold on. Now, Back in the day, we had all kinds of heroes. This is one of them. He'll pop up in just a second because a little bit of delay right there. But we have heroes like Brother Minister Malcolm X. One of my heroes. Mm-hmm. That's one of man that I look up to, because if there was ever a person that I would consider a very masculine and very disciplined man, it was Malcolm X. Mm-hmm. There was nobody out there, man. He was self-educated, could out-debate anybody on the planet. Okay? How come they ain't changing yet? Oh, there it goes. But anyway, could out-debate anybody on the planet. I mean, this man out-debated so-called Rhodes Scholars. And he only had a 10th grade education. And we also had heroes like, let me see, where is he?
And again, he died. We just did a story last week. Racism. Some white people thought he was getting too far up in the game, and they had him killed. Racism.
Yeah. And here's another one of my heroes, Medgar Evers. Okay?
Killed
right in his driveway. Okay? So, and we go from celebrating people like them to celebrating people like Billy Porter.
What?
That's what they prop up now. They prop up the Billy Porters. That's what's getting propped up now.
As a leader of the black culture?
As a so-called icon, for lack of a better term.
In fashion and movies, but not like for my political race and my well-being. No.
Well, no. Well, yeah, they do to a certain extent, because he's not a threat.
Of course not, because he ain't done nothing but some movies and dressed in some high heels and a dress on a red carpet.
No, you don't get it. Think about it. He's not a threat because why?
No one said he's not one, because he don't do nothing but wear high heels and a dress on a red carpet.
There you go.
He's not doing nothing to benefit black people like those two you just mentioned.
There you go. That's why they prop him up. That's why they prop him up.
Who's propping him up?
That's why the media props him up. Listen to what I'm saying. The media props him up.
I'm not thinking about the media. The media gonna do what the media gonna do. I'm thinking about people like politicians.
Malcolm X said this: the media is the most powerful thing on the planet, and he's absolutely correct.
In a political game, just not in everyday culture.
In general. Oh, yes, they do.
I can't see myself being hated on because of who Billy Porter is.
Well, some people do.
What?
Some people do. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. No, what I'm saying is this right here. People like Billy Porter and this bitch right here, Lil Nas X. Okay. Okay, people like that are being propped up in the black community. They don't prop up the Tariq Nasheeds. They don't prop up the Minister Malcolm X. They call men. Not Malcolm X, but Louis Farrakhan. They don't prop them up. They prop up Billy Porters. They prop up Lil Nas X. They prop up Candace Owens. They prop up Jesse Lee Peterson. Why? Because they are not a threat. Number one, and number two, they prop them up because they are the black face of white supremacy. Okay, they prop them up. They don't. When was the last time you seen Tariq Nasheed?
They're putting their face out there. They're everywhere. Does Tariq go everywhere? Is he putting himself out there everywhere? Is he on a nightly show every night? Is he on news stations and different venues, or he held The View and stuff like that, putting his stuff out there?
And they never will.
Has he even approached them to say, "Hey, can I come on your show to speak about what I do?"
He's tried on several occasions. They never do put him on there.
Why?
He's too black.
Oh, they think he's too controversial?
Well, that too. That's what they call it. Being too controversial.
Have they ever tried to go to BET?
BET ain't know about black people anymore.
Yes, it is, Tyler Perry.
Again, BET ain't know about black people anymore.
I guess I can see what you're saying, but I would never ever put Billy Porter or Nas. No, I'm thinking along the line like they hype up. To me, what they're doing, they're getting like. Well, I can see what you're saying about the Billy Porter, but it's more ahead of the game. That it's more like these one-hit wonders like Cardi B. I love Cardi B. Don't get me wrong, but just because she held a conversation with Bernie Sanders. Everybody thinks her political game is top notch.
She ain't even black.
You know, and like some of these others, like they go to, instead of going to someone like a Stacey, which I mean she is, but she could be so more advanced if people just give her the chance. But they'll rather go and talk to an athlete or a actor or an actress, you know, instead of going there digging into somebody who's been in the trenches, who's out there trying. I mean, you know, take for instance,
and that's what I was getting at right there.
Cory Booker. I like Cory. Some things he said, because sometimes I think he's tap dancing on that coon line.
Oh yeah.
But when he stood up the other day, I think it was a couple of months ago, and he spoke about abortion and women's rights. And it was another sense, I forgot his name, and he was saying that he has 2 daughters, and there is no way he's going to let somebody make a decision about his daughter's bodies. Stuff like that I look at. They're trying to speak up, but when you have this other scenario over here that not even listen, half of them looking at their phones. It's like some case the other day, they showed the judge actually looking at her phone. I think she was ordering something on Amazon, and you had the faith of this young man's hands on your desk to tell him he gonna get the chair or not.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
you're looking at an Amazon order.
I saw that.
See, how do we combat that? You know, just everyday people. And we don't have to be celebrities or professionals. Just everyday people.
And that's what I'm getting at
And of course, she was white.
And that's what I'm getting at.
And the young man was black.
See, and that's why I was getting at when I put Billy Porter up there. See, you was missing the whole point. See, whenever someone, Tariq Nasheed is not a celebrity by any stretch of the imagination. Okay?
In some people's eyes, he could be.
Well, some people's eyes, he is a celebrity, but he's not really a celebrity. Okay,
he has a following.
But he's not a celebrity. Is what I'm saying.
But they think that what they call you that when you have a following.
Well, okay, they got the game twisted. But anyway, he's not a celebrity by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, and that's pretty much what I was getting at. You know, somebody like a Tariq Nasheed, even a Cornel West. You know, even though Cornel West is heavy into politics. Mm-hmm. Okay, he would not get propped up the way Billy Porter's being propped up. Is what I'm saying. Why? Because Billy Porter is a gay black man. Number one, and number two, he's a celebrity.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying, why do you think that is? Why do you think as many educated black people we have in this world, they will go and listen to a Billy Porter over a Cornell? Or not even Cornell, why are they going to listen to a Billy Porter over a Tariq Nasheed?
Because Tariq Nasheed is talking that pro-black stuff.
But aren't they black people?
It don't matter.
Aren't they tired of the rat race?
It don't matter.
That's why I keep saying we as black Americans, we're stagnant.
Yeah, I agree.
We're like that hamster in the wheel.
I agree.
We might move a little bit, but we get taken back 2 steps.
And that brings me back to my other point right here. I mean, I use Billy Porter and Lil Nas X, but the same goes with women. It used to be people would prop up Sister Harriet Tubman for freeing all those slaves back in the day. Mm-hmm. And so they would also prop up Sister Ida B. Wells, who did amazing things when she was alive. Mm-hmm. Now they're propping up Suki Hana.
That still bothers me. I just don't understand what that sister motive was. I'm thinking you have an opportunity to go to a whole nother international world. Oh. And all you want to do is get your booty ate?
Exactly. And speaking of booties, he got Sexy Red out there talking about how brown her booty hole is.
Yeah.
And how pink her coochie lips are. Don't nobody care.
But like that old saying, sex sells. Look at Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, you got a point there. But still.
She's a oh Lord forgive me. She's a billionaire because she laid on her back and let Ray J do whatever he wanted to do to her. And somehow the tape got leaked. And now this woman is a billionaire.
That tape didn't get leaked.
And she's going to law school and she's trying to help get people out of jail and all this. But she's a billionaire. And how she got started, she didn't go to nobody college. She ain't do no foot race. She ain't been trying to speak on behalf of nobody because she laid on her back.
Yeah.
That's the culture that we live in. That's the world we're living in. Just like Trump.
Trump
was born into money, have not been to nobody political nothing school, but he has became the president of one of the most powerful countries in the world.
Well,
that's what we living in.
And that's what I was getting at with those examples. That's what I was getting at with those examples right there.
But it's just not black people who voted him into office.
I know that.
So it's just, I don't think that. I see what you're saying about black people, which is true. I think it's so disgusting. And like I said, if you go to a children these days, they can quote every song that comes on the radio. But if you ask them to sing the black national anthem, they be like,
would know not one word
it is
of
a black one. We got a black one.
Yeah,
they don't even know.
They would know not one word of it. Or worse than that, you show them a picture of Harriet Tubman. You know who this is? No.
Your grandmama? Is that your grandmama?
Yeah. No. Show them a picture of hell. Show them a picture of Angela Davis, who's still alive, by the way. They would know who she was.
I got a text the other day from a childhood friend, and he was showing that, his school is about to start, so they did their little summer vacation tour, and he took her to the actual store where George Floyd died. And in that store, they got a statue, kind of like, of him.
Right.
And they took pictures with it. I said, well, did you explain? He said, yeah, I explained to her everything that happened.
Good.
I said, I am so proud of you, first of all, as a black man.
Yeah.
And she's a female, your daughter. And you felt compelled to explain to her and take her to the actual site. Y'all could have went to Disney World.
Yep.
Or Miami, like everybody do.
Yep.
But you took her to the actual store where this man lost his life, and you explained to her what happened in detail. I thought that was phenomenal.
Of course.
Phenomenal. Like I said, we need to start teaching our own. But then, like I said, I know a lot of us got to get out here and get this grind. We got to make this money. We got to survive. We got to take care of our families. But, some of us do work 24/7, but there got to be some downtime where you have to sit down with your family like, look, let's talk.
I agree.
Let's talk about what it used to be and where we possibly could go.
Oh, man. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't think enough of us do that. I could start right here in my own little family across the bridge.
I agree.
They could, but I don't think they do because of their actions. But who am I to judge?
There you go.
Now, should I blame myself? Because here I am calling myself woke. I try to keep it what's going on in the world.
Right.
Should I judge myself and fault myself for not talking to them?
No.
Because that is my family.
I agree.
So I understand what you're saying, but like I said, what do we do? What can we do to make sure that the state of Black America is hinging on the same factor as other races? Because I remember back in the day when I was in high school, this is no fault to any race, but this is just my observation. When Mexican people started getting on the map, they used to drive the most raggedest cars. They used to live in the most colorfulest houses and have about 1,000 family members in one house.
And all of them pay bills.
Now they drive top-notch cars. They got top-notch positions, and they have some of the most beautifulest homes in some of the upper echelon suburbs.
You know what that's called?
And where we still here in the South Side, doing pretty much the same thing as our ancestors.
You know what that's called?
Progress.
It's called being on code. That's called being on code.
So how did they come over? We've been here. They came over here and made it for themselves. We've been here and we still can't seem to make it for ourselves. We'll rather rob each other.
Well, that's only a certain few. That's not a lot of them. For the most part, Black people do work. For the most part.
Some.
Most of us do.
Some.
I say most. I'm
gonna say some.
No, I say most.
For the last couple of times here on the news, every time you see somebody still in the bus, still in the U-Haul, busting in places, getting purses, busting in places, getting wigs, they been what color?
Black people.
Okay, thank you.
But I'm not going to say that. Yeah, I agree with you on that. And that's very embarrassing. That's very embarrassing. That is very embarrassing. And I'm not going to sit up here and say we got to do better, because I'm not going to chalk that up to I'm not going to say that that's Black culture, because that's not Black culture. That's dusty culture. They're dusty as hell. But for the most part, Black people would prefer to work. You got some people out there that don't want to, and those are the ones that overshadow the ones that do want to work.
and it make us all look bad.
And see, and that's the one thing that a lot of black people don't understand. If one of y'all do something, we all do.
And that's
collectively.
sad.
And that's because that's the way white folks see it. Oh, look at them niggas right there. Look at them niggas breaking into the store right there.
They
I told you
lump
them
us
niggas ain't
all
no good.
together.
Exactly my point. That's
and then
my
when
whole
they
point.
do something, it's individualized. How's it individualized for y'all?
Oh, come on.
But
say
then
it again.
we lumped all together.
There you go. That's exactly it. That's my whole
Like
point.
when that little incident happened with Suki, I hate to keep bringing her name, but this is the latest thing that happened. When she went and did all that, it's gonna be like, the Brits gonna look at a black, but they already look at black women as crazy because of Meghan Markle. What? How is she black? So how can you relate Meghan Markle to Sukiana?
That's a good question.
They already look at us crazy. They really ain't gonna look like because of Meghan. What? I said, oh my God. They just lump us all together.
Yeah.
Hey, I can stay here and get my booty ate. Why I gotta go across the pond?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. We do one little thing, or somebody do one little thing, and it's like the whole race is just tarnished.
Yeah.
And that's not fair.
I agree. But that's how that's how those people, by those people I mean white people, that's how they do.
It's just not
That's
them.
what they do.
Chinese food, go into a Chinese store, you're gonna get followed like
I know that.
Baby.
Oh, I know that. I know that.
So that's what my question is. So the state of Black America, what can we do to change that narrative? To let them know everybody is not the same. Yeah, you're going to have those rugrats. That's a given because they got them in their family too.
Hell yeah, they do.
But what can we do to let y'all know we all are not like that? We're all out here striving just like you're striving. We went and did the due diligence just like you did the due diligence.
Right.
So why lump us all and keep trying to beat us down and take us back to where we used to be? Why can't we progress while y'all progress?
They don't want us to progress. That's the whole point.
Why? That's what I'm saying. Why? That's the part that I'm having a hard time understanding. Why? If somebody would just be, you know who's on the verge of being honest about it? That's the Clances. In his own little way, the Clances is telling y'all what they thinking.
Of course.
Cause he's just not thinking about himself. There are others who wholeheartedly relate to his rhetoric.
He's saying what a lot of people are afraid
exactly.
to say. I agree with you on that.
I mean, we said Trump, and he's one of
he was saying what a lot of people are afraid to say.
That's what I'm saying. Then the Clances is one of Trump's biggest homeboys.
Of course.
So I'm pretty sure he's not the only one. There are several others.
Yeah.
So they're trying to tell us: are we listening though?
Well,
are we preparing?
I've always said people. I've always told people. 3 kinds of people tell the truth. 3 kinds of people. People that are pissed off. And that's pretty much what white people are. They're pissed off. Drunk people. And children. They tell the truth. Every single time.
And white people are pissed off because of what?
In Hidden Colors, one of the Hidden Colors movies, Dr. Kabakama, they said this. Black people don't have a problem. White people got a problem. And white people's problem is with black people. You see what I'm saying?
For no
reason whatsoever.
None.
That's the whole point. They have a problem. They have a problem with black people. And they've always had a problem with black people. And they will continue to have a problem with black people.
They're making an issue out of nothing.
Absolutely nothing. I agree with you on that. See, because like right now, think about this for a second. White people's numbers are dwindling. Their birthing rates are very low.
Yeah, we talked about that before. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like we said before, like that old adage say, they get a little taste of that black soul, Bo.
Come on now.
And they said 1 ounce of black blood.
That makes you what? There you go.
I mean, I'm not trying, like we said when we was talking about the NBA draft this year.
Yeah.
Majority of those boys who made it were what?
Black.
Half and half.
Oh yeah, a lot of them were. They were half.
Half and half.
A lot of them were half.
So that's just where we are now.
Yep.
So they gonna have to get over that.
I agree.
What can they do about it?
There's nothing. There's nothing they can do about it. There's nothing they can do about it. That's just the way. That's the world that we living in right now. Like you said before. But
don't take that out on all of us.
I agree with you.
Don't judge all of us because you're thinking you're losing your race. or that your race is dwindling,
Well, see,
or that your race have decided to have an open mind and explore other cultures.
There's a documentary out that Jason Black put out called Race War. Mm-hmm. In that documentary, Richard Spencer is in there. You know, he's a known white supremacist. Okay? Richard Spencer said it's not about being fair, it's about winning, and we want to win. Now, why do they want to win? Because as long as white people are in control, that's when they're happy. Okay, and that's pretty much what it's all about. But still, I agree with you on that. But see, that's the way white people are. That's, again, which brings me back to another book that I talked about on this show before. I talked about the book called The Iceman Inheritance. Mm-hmm. by Michael Bradley. Mm-hmm. That's how white people think. They have a divide and conquer mentality. They have to conquer and control everything. Okay? Now, whenever white people went to the shores of Africa, the black people that were there shared everything with them. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Now was that our fault? Or that's just our makeup? That's just our makeup, right?
By nature, black people are benevolent people. We always have been. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Now, do we regret doing that? Because how we got treated in the end?
A lot of people are. Okay? But like I said, black people, for the most part, are very benevolent. Going and create a peace. I'll wait. I'll wait.
They own Iowa.
No, they fight amongst themselves more than anybody else. Think about this.
You're right.
All throughout Europe has been war torn for centuries. Ever since day one. Mm-hmm. Okay?
And that's what I don't understand. How can y'all bomb against each other, help each other rebuild, and bombing again? That makes no sense.
It's all about them taking what somebody else has so they can control it. It's all about control.
Why can't y'all just build it up together and make it greater and greater every year?
They could do that, but that's too much not right. That's how they think. Now how does all this tie into the state of Black America? I'll tell you. The state of Black America is in turmoil because of racism, which is white supremacy. That's the reason why. Always has been. Now, I will tell people in a minute, there are people out there that listen to this show right now that's probably saying, oh, well, Reggie O is putting everything in black and white. No, I'm not putting everything in black and white because it's always been in black and white. That's just the way it is. You know, racism this country was founded upon the principles of racism. And the principles of racism are very, very strong. Now, it's more blatant now than it has been in the past 30, 40 years. But it's always been there.
Yeah. And just like I said, they used to keep it under, like, in the house or in a barn or something.
Not anymore.
Or how they, like, little secret meetings. Now they just walk around in the office. Just
for real. They'll call you
in the grocery stores.
Thank you.
On the street.
There you go. They'll call you niggas to look at you. How many times have we seen reports of black people kicking white folks' ass for calling them a nigga?
Mm-hmm. It's like, aren't y'all tired of that, though? Aren't y'all tired of getting knocked upside the head? Because you feel like you can have your freedom of speech and call somebody out their name.
Which I agree with you on that. You should be able to say whatever the hell you want to say. But if somebody doesn't like it and they knock your ass the fuck out, expect that.
Watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth.
Because like I said, they know what's an epithet that's negative. They're not dumb.
They're not stupid. They're not stupid. They're not stupid at all.
They're still trying to hurt you by saying that.
Right. They're not stupid at all. But anyway, that's the state of Black America, man. You know, it's rooted in racism, and it's been destroyed by racism, and we're not, and they're not helping it anybody. And if we're looking for them to stop it, it's not going to happen.
And the way what's out here in the culture as of today, August 6, 2023, it's not getting no better.
Right.
And this election right here is going to be so important, because if some of these people who running now get in there, we going back yonder with gasoline draws on.
Let me say this real quick. Since you brought up the election, I'm glad you did. With the election now, more and more black people are on code, and I say that for the simple fact that the Democratic Party is in trouble. Yeah. Because a lot of black people, they're getting on code and they're like, wait a minute. Democrats have been saying this, that, and the third to us, and not making good on their promises. So what are we going to do? I tell you what, we ain't going to vote. You want my vote? Give me something in return for my vote.
Yeah, I saw this study the other day where a lot of even Biden thought, he'll get back in there for a second term because of the black male vote.
No.
Now the black male votes think about voting for Trump.
Not necessarily.
Or either vote
not
for
voting
Republican or not voting at all.
Right, exactly. Most of them are going. The majority of them are going to not vote at all.
So he gonna get a real wake up call.
No doubt about it.
If he waiting on that to get him over like last year.
It's like I said.
Not last year, but
like I said, black people are getting sick and tired of being sick and tired.
No, we getting sick and tired of getting lied to.
Like I said, sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Kamala.
Yeah, being lied to. Yeah, like I said, sick and tired of being sick and tired, and we're sick of the benign neglect. Because that's been going on since the 40s. The only time you see a white political official is whenever it's time to whenever they want their black vote. Right.
Election time.
They'll flood the black churches. They will flood the black churches and say, "Vote for me. This is what I do for you."
Well, I appreciate us waking up, don't you?
It's about time.
I appreciate taking these blinders on. I'm like, you know what? I don't see myself progressing at all.
There you go.
I'm doing my due diligence. I'm honoring my ancestors by going to vote. These people are lying to me. I can sense they lying to me, but I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. And then again, I'm going nowhere. Yeah. I dig it. I dig it wholeheartedly.
Well, just like I said before in previous podcasts, I would never tell anybody not to vote.
Absolutely, no.
I would never tell anybody that.
Yeah.
If you think that this person is going to do what's best for not just you, but for black people in general, vote for that person. But don't vote just to be voting. That's the dumbest thing in the world. I'm sorry.
Me and my family go get together and vote. Do you know who's on the ticket?
No, a lot of them don't.
You did your research on the ticket.
They never do.
Do your research, people. But they'll tell you one thing and have a whole nother agenda just waiting on the wings when they get in office.
They always do.
Which is sick. Sick. But hey, I know they gotta do what they gotta do and gotta make promises that they know damn well they can't hold up. Because even Obama told us, he said every promise that I made I wanted to do. And I've seen a documentary where he tried to push every issue that he had promised during his campaign run. When I tell you Congress knocked it down like they were hitting balls out the baseball park. But what can he do though? And I always thought, that his say was the final say. But boof me, it's not. It is not.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, I would never tell nobody, yes, if you feel like you want to vote and you have somebody in mind you want to vote for them.
Vote for them,
and man. We'll just see who got the most votes at the end.
And speaking of voting, you got people out there saying that Cornel West not running Democrat is going to hurt the Trump election. No, it won't. I mean, not the Trump election, but the Biden election.
I don't think so.
I agree. I agree. He's running as an independent. Was it running as a libertarian?
Something totally off the radar. The most is Republican, Democratic, Conservative.
Right.
I don't think he's doing any of those three.
He's not. He's doing his own thing.
Left wing, I think. Was it left wing, right wing, something
not
like that?
Not necessarily. It's just
something different.
Yeah. It's an independent party. Is what it is. Yeah.
It's not a major one.
Well, it's not a major party. It's an independent party because they have their own political views and their own political agenda.
So I don't know how that'll hurt Biden at all.
And I ain't mad at Dr. Cornel West for doing that.
Like I said before,
I think it's a good thing.
I hate to judge, but I don't think he's going to win the presidency.
I agree with you on that. He's not going to win. But
it's going to be a long time before they put another one of y'all in office.
You ain't lying.
And I know one that got some melanin in their skin. Because Obama could, what's that movie we watched that? Pass. He can pass.
Yep.
They ain't gonna let no Kunta Kinte up in there.
Oh Lord, no.
If they do, it was shock.
It would shock the hell out of people, man. Because think about this: Dick Gregory ran for president and won.
When was it?
Years and years ago. Look this up. Dick Gregory ran for president and won. But here's the thing about it: they said there was something wrong with the voting polls, and so they took it away from him.
Oh, I have never heard that story.
Yeah, look it up.
Ever.
Look that up.
I heard about Shirley Chisholm.
Now Shirley Chisholm ran. She didn't run. She did run.
She got close.
She got real close.
But I never heard nobody actually won.
Yeah, Dick Gregory actually won.
Wow.
But they recalled it back because they said there was something wrong with the voting machines.
That's kind of like Stacey. I think Stacey won that night. But then with Kim running back those 770,000 vote registrations, I think she would have took it. I really do.
Yep.
I think she would have been right now the governor of Georgia.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like little stuff like that. It's like we can't win. When we have stuff like that, people
they move the goalposts.
We can't win.
They move the goalposts. See, here's the thing about that though. If you make the
Charlie Brown.
if you make the rules, you can change them however you see fit, and that's what they do. Since they make the rules, they can change them how they see fit.
But I think that change the rules gonna bite them in the ass when Trump's sitting in
that.
jail running this country.
I agree with you on that.
I bet you gonna make some rules then.
I agree with
it's
you
gonna
on
be all
that.
kind of review. They're gonna be like that little frog on the computer, like make these rules, change these rules. Man, sit up in jail in an orange suit running the country.
I agree with you, man. I agree with you 100%, babe. You're preaching to the choir.
Little Wink and black man them and tell me, yeah, Trump, go ahead and make Lee wiggle and
yeah, exactly.
let my girl come down here and she ain't got to hide stuff. She can just bring it in normally. You know,
man. Yes. Yeah, it's gonna be a mess.
It's gonna be a hot mess.
It's gonna be a mess. I'm telling you. And as much as I hate to say it, and I hope I'm wrong, I think Trump's gonna win it.
He is. He gonna come very, very.
If he don't win, he's gonna come real close.
Real close, exactly.
Real close.
And y'all worrying about Roe versus Wade. Y'all trying to change laws on Roe versus Wade. Y'all didn't see this coming down the pipeline when that man said he would run in 2024. Y'all done had ample time to change these laws.
He said he was going to run.
So why haven't y'all revised these laws? You see this man? This man done got indicted. Was this his third time or his fourth time the other day?
Third.
This man done got indicted third time. Hey, y'all tried to change these laws?
No. They had plenty of time to do it.
The man said, yes, they trying to indict me again. They took the long breath. But it's not going to stop me from campaigning. I'm still going to run for president in 2024.
And he did. And he is.
And he's running. He go to jail, get out, went to somebody's wedding, told the bride she was beautiful, and went right back on the campaign trail. Now, if that was me, I would still be in jail. Somebody probably done braided my hair by now, and I'm smoking cigarettes because I'm so nervous.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the definition of white privilege, if there was ever one.
Already. They don't take his picture because he has one of the most recognizable faces in the world. What?
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold up. Let me stop there. Let me stop you right there. Who's the most popular person to ever live on this planet?
Me. Nah, who?
Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah. When he went to jail, they took it.
Who is more recognizable than Michael Jackson?
Baby, they took his when he went down there.
When Michael Jackson turned himself in, his mugshot was all over the news. I will never forget that.
Looking like a scared puppy. Yeah, they did. Yes,
so you mean to tell me? So you mean to tell me that Donald Trump is more popular than Michael Jackson?
According to the people in Washington that he got indicted, yes. Where he turned himself in, yes.
All right then.
Yes.
All right then. Okay. Okay. All right then.
That's what the man said.
All right then.
No, I said he probably didn't even sit down. He probably walked in, went up to the line, took a picture. Did he even take a picture this time? Oh no, he didn't take. But they said his face. They probably put the little black stuff on his finger.
That's it.
Chatted a little bit. He walked right back out. He probably even go inside of a cell.
He didn't. He didn't see. Donald Trump didn't see the inside of nobody's cell. You and me both know that.
But you are on here on fraud charges. Fraud. Federal charges.
Crimes against the government.
And you get out the same day and go to a wedding, the next day go on the campaign trail.
I get a traffic ticket. I'm going to be in there overnight.
Oh yeah, definitely. And again, this is the state of Black America.
Yep.
Our political leaders go to jail. John Lewis in there for a while. He got hit up in the head with a bright rock. In jail bleeding.
Malcolm went to jail.
They all have mugshots.
Martin went to jail. Medgar Evers went to jail. Angela Davis went to jail. Eldridge Cleaver went to jail. Bobby Seale, Huey P. Newton. H. Rap Brown is still in jail. Stokely Carmichael went to jail.
I think even Reverend Al, he done been in there a couple times, haven't he?
Did Reverend Al go to jail?
Jesse Jackson, have they been to poor?
They probably have.
But this man can get away pretty much with murder. I bet if Trump killed somebody, be like,
Well, Trump said.
No.
Well, Trump even said that he could kill somebody in the middle of Times Square and nothing would happen to him.
Nothing would happen. And you know
And
what
he's
kind
absolutely
of gumption you have to even know that,
And he's
and
right.
then to speak it.
He's right.
And he's correct.
He's absolutely right.
That's
100%
talking about
correct.
Malcolm, that man talking about that's too much power for one man to have. No, that's too much power for one man to think it. And he's so right about it.
He's absolutely right. Nobody was they would not prosecute him at all.
But black people, you can't even think to be like, we heard you thinking about killing somebody. Come on, let's go. Let's go. You thought about it. I was just thinking about it. I ain't even do nothing. You going down.
Yep, that's it.
Well, I pray that we as Black America, they always tell us to be woke or do our due diligence or I want us to stop. I wish we would just wake up. Like that song, Wake Up Everybody. You know that song?
Teddy Pendergrass.
I know some of us have. Some of us are. Shout out to Freddie Haynes.
A lot of us are waking up.
Congratulations again, brother.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
But some of us are so on the verge of wholeheartedly thinking I might live like my great grandmother and them did. I might have to be living on somebody's plantation, and they waking me up at 4 a.m. to go in the field.
At
They
the
got
ass crack of dawn.
right to go in the field that's probably full of snakes, wolves, bears, whatever. And I don't have nothing to protect myself but a stick, and stick my hand into. God, I don't know. I don't know if I'm strong enough.
Well, let's just hope it doesn't come to that. Let's put it like that.
We're there.
Because I'm gonna tell you right
We
now.
we're looking. You know, they say come back from the light, Marianne, Caroline. What's the
Carolyn.
line? We're Caroline right now. We see that light. It started in Florida.
Man,
It trickled down to Alabama,
Texas.
Now it's Texas. Come on, we're looking at the light. It's not bright, but you can kind of you be like, what's that over there? Is that a light over there? You know they be talking about. Is that a lighthouse? Yeah, we're looking at the lighthouse light.
It's messed up, man. It really is. It's really messed up.
It's like, and it's so, you know how if something like that happened, I can only imagine our ancestors are acting like the Tasmanian devil in their graves, because they were like, I can't believe this.
It's going back to the way it used to be.
As hard as I fought and got knocked in the head and dogs bite me and water sprayed on me, and they finna join me?
Yep.
God, I can't even imagine. Because somebody don't want you to progress, or thinking you're progressing too much.
That's exactly it. Well, very good show, babe. I like this topic.
Yeah.
I like this topic. We can go on for another couple
I
hours
was gonna
on
say,
that.
still didn't really get a solution, but I understand it a little bit better. Cause like I'm telling you, for a while I was just lost. Cause I like my boy Roland Martin, that is. And when he said he was in Houston doing, I said, State of a Black, what? We're there?
Yeah.
And
They have it every year.
Now I know they have the State of a Black Union,
The same thing.
but they was talking. He said he kept saying we gonna flip it a little bit.
Yeah.
He said because our culture is in turmoil. Turmoil.
Yeah.
Turmoil is a fearful word for me. That means something really, really, really bad is happening, and we don't even know how to fix it or stop it.
Well, again, it's like I said, when you start propping up people like Suki Hana, something's wrong.
That is a problem. You're right. It's embarrassing. It's a problem. And I don't know. Now, when you see a situation like that, is this like a facade or a character that she's playing? Or have our school system failed this child? First of all, where's she from? Is she from here?
Somebody told me she was Jamaican or some shit
That's
like
what I'm saying.
that.
I don't even think she's from here. But, you know,
I have to look at her pedigree.
either way, something's wrong.
I agree with you on
I'm
that.
just hoping it's just this character that she's like everybody think. Because like I said that about Cardi B earlier. I think that's just a facade that Cardi B is doing. I don't think Cardi B is like that. Because sometimes you just listen to her talk, you be like, that kind of makes sense. I don't think because the way she's coming off is like this big titty, small waist buffoon. But in essence, she is I'm gonna say she's semi woke. I don't think she all the way woke. But I think she's semi woke.
Well, see, here's the thing about Cardi B. Cardi B is not even from here. She's Dominican.
But still, she knows enough to know how to manage this world. She know how to come out from the gutter. And now she's a millionaire pushing toward a billionaire.
Okay.
That's when I'm looking at the aspects like that. She's doing something right.
Yeah.
So as far as Sukihana, I don't know if this gonna be like a one-hit wonder, if this just like she saw the other girls doing it so she decided to do it too. Because all of them, to me, like, I know we talked about this before, but I'm gonna say it again since this is the 50th year of hip-hop. Shout out.
No doubt.
Hopefully I come see you soon, LL.
She will.
If somebody get the tickets.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah, well, punk ass.
We don't have no one doing conscious rap like Queen Latifah.
Well,
or your what's the one that wore the two what's her name? She's still kind of relevant today.
Lady of Rage.
No, the other one, the dark skin one, kind of got the little lisp when she talks. God, what's her name? It'll come to me later. They do conscious rap.
Yeah.
You know, they make you think. They're like they're talking about women, but they're not talking about women body parts. Or what they coochie can do to your dingaling, and they can twirl around on it. They're not talking like that. They're bigging up women.
Here's the deal. Now, people will always argue, well, back in the day, there was Two Live Crew. Which is true. There was Two Live Crew. You know, throw that dick. We want some pussy. Get it, girl. Me so horny. The list goes on and on and on. But we also had Public Enemy, which would balance out the ratchetness of Two Live Crew. Okay? We had Poor Righteous Teachers. We had a Tribe Called Quest. Mm-hmm. We had Lakim Shabazz. We had Big Daddy Kane. We had KRS-One. Mm-hmm. We had Chubb Rock. You know, so we had a choice. I mean, let's go to the females. True enough, there was Lil' Kim out there. You know, there was Foxy Brown talking about the Il Nana. But on the other side of that coin, we had the Queen Latifahs. Right. We had the Yo-Yos. Right. We had the MC Lights. We had the Moni Loves. We had the Conscious Daughters.
Salt and Pepper.
We had Salt and Pepper. We had shit.
I mean, kind of, sort of Eve.
We had Eve.
Yeah.
Eve even talk about that ratchet shit.
Yeah. No, she didn't. Hell, number one to me in my book, Miss Lauryn Hill.
Come on, say it again.
You know what I'm saying?
Say it again.
So they didn't have to go down to, I can flip on and turtle around. Girl, please.
Exactly. I mean,
and then
what?
Balance
out.
And then what?
But
once you twirl.
But like I said, it balanced out. But like I said, see, that balanced out the ratchetness. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, all you guys is ratchet. Ratchet. That's all you got nowadays. There's no balance to it. Mm-mm. I mean, the wet ass pussy and my booty hole brown and all that shit would be balanced out if this was back in the day. It would be balanced out. It would be balanced out. It would be. It would be balanced out because that's not all you would hear. You would hear MC Light talking about she want a rough neck.
Who's a conscious rapper now? All the black female.
I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about then.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So now what I'm asking, we don't have one now.
Not now. We don't. No, we don't.
And why is that?
No, I take that back. We got J. Cole and we got Kendrick Lamar. Female. Rhapsody.
Okay, I can see that. Okay. Out of 25, you name one.
That's it. I mean, think about the male MCs. We ain't got but two. And I just named them J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. I saw this Twitter post that this one chick had when Kendrick Lamar dropped his new album, and that album was fire too. It still is. It's hot. And she said, "I don't want to hear nothing positive. I want to hear about some killing and I want to hear about some killing." She said that in her Twitter feed, and she was serious about that. She don't want to hear nothing positive. She don't want to hear about no brothers getting together and doing something positive. She want to hear about killing.
Well, a lot of them think like that. So what can you do?
Yeah. Okay.
What can you do?
Okay. But then again, you gotta think about this too. Those record execs, they're the ones promoting this ratchet bullshit
they're making
too.
Money over money.
Exactly, and that's the only thing they're thinking about. They don't care nothing about somebody being. They don't care that's destroying the whole culture. They don't care about that. They don't care that's making women that's making black women look hypersexual. They don't care.
State of Black America. Yeah, our music is in a state of Black America. Our fashion is in a state of Black America. Our overall being is state of Black America. And right now we are stagnant.
I agree.
We are stagnant.
I agree, man.
How many times did you hear anything about the little 13-year-old from Oklahoma who got invited to damn near 22 different schools and had almost $4.5 million in
scholarship money? Yeah.
13 years old.
13 years old doing that, but you don't hear about that. You heard about Suki Hunter.
But you heard about Suki
Hunter.
Hunter.
But you heard about Suki Hunter's ass going
several times,
going across the water, talking about she going to get her booty hole ate out and shit like that.
And by Cardi throwing some mic at some lady because some lady in the audience threw water on her.
Yeah.
But she just said, y'all throw water on my pussy, so the girl was just trying to help out. But how many times have you heard about the 13-year-old sister, same family? I think she was 16.
Yeah.
And she got a bunch of money and a lot of scholarships.
Yeah.
You hear about that maybe one time, half an hour.
If that.
But then they been talking about Cardi B for all this week.
Yeah.
And like Lizzo, they been talking about Lizzo all this week.
Yep.
But you're not talking about these young people out here who's trying to get it, but where are they going to go if they don't know where they're going to go if they're not getting taught?
There you go. That's exactly it.
I'm Mimi the lady. I mean, it's so frustrating to be a part of this culture.
Oh, man.
And you trying to, do your due diligence as much as you can to be supportive of others who are going to get on that platform and support them. But then you have those others that they lump us all together, and that one person that's out there doing that positive work, the negativity outshine his positive. It's frustrating.
I agree.
And I don't get it. I just don't.
And you won't, man. But anyway, let's go ahead and end this, baby.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta go and grab.
Don't
the
forget to subscribe.
Yeah.
The notification button.
All that
Tell
stuff.
Tell a friend.
Yeah, do
if
all that.
If there's a topic you would like us to talk about, please email us.
Yeah. Melanated@yahoo.com.
And we're not being negative. We are a true FBA. That's why we do this podcast. Yep. We love the country. I don't think we want to live in another country.
Of course not.
But we have concerns, and we want to make you guys aware of the concerns. So maybe you'll be thinking as well, like, what can we do?
Yeah, right.
Because we all got to get together.
Yeah, there's a lot of us getting on code, but we need a lot more. Mm-hmm. That's the whole point.
Absolutely.
So we all need to get on code, man. So that way, that's the only way. Because like I said, the same thing with that closed fist analogy, man. We separated, we can cause some damage, but when we get together, we can cause even more.
Yes.
So, but anyway, I'm getting ready to go and eat me some key lime pie and grab my wife's booty.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, I'm Reggio.
And I am Mimi the lady.
We out.
Bye.